Football is religion in the SEC. On Saturdays, large open-air cathedrals welcome all true believers. In Baton Rouge, the procession of faithful winds its way through the congregation. Few services can compare with evening vigil on a Saturday night at LSU. The rivalry between Auburn and LSU has at times brought to mind Old Testament fire. Remembered the night the earth literally moved. LSU's fourth down heroics registered earthquake-sized tremors throughout Tiger Stadium. Then the comeback like no other. 5 Auburn interceptions, 3 returned for touchdown, all in the fourth quarter as the Warriors in blue rose from the ashes in glorious victory. And last year on the Plains, a firestorm filled the skies. In final judgment, LSU denied Auburn at the gates of a heavenly finish. Again tonight, Auburn, LSU. Amen.
With text messaging, Direct Connect two-way radio for instant contact.
Time's been changed to 3. Yeah. Call Wilson right away.
Got it.
Right, 3.
And digital cellular for the ultimate in wireless security.
The time's been moved to 3.
On my way.
Nextel lets you accomplish even the most difficult business objectives.
Let's do it.
Get smart. Get Nextel, the national all-digital wireless network.
Dick, the creator of Miller Lite Advertising, has great news for all football fans. This year, Miller Lite is an official beer sponsor of the NFL. That means that this season will be better than last season. Remember that woman with the huge hair who sat down in front of you while you were trying to watch the game? Well, that's not going to happen this year. Dick says, if you like that, you haven't seen anything yet. Stay tuned.
Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as the Auburn Tigers, the number 12 ranked team in the nation, take the field, and from the North Tunnel, the number 10th ranked Tigers of LSU. Head coach Terry Bowden and his Auburn Tigers off to a 2-0 start. When you come to Baton Rouge on a Saturday night in SEC football, you know one thing. They come from the small towns, the cities, the bayou, and also the smallest parishes around. They're going to have a good time. They want this guy right here to have a good time tonight. Kevin Falk has been plagued by an injury to his hamstring, and the question is still, will he see action tonight against the Auburn Tigers? Hi, everybody. Rod Franklin, along with Mike Gottfried, my sidekick every Saturday night, and we welcome you very warmly to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it is just that for Saturday evening prime time here on ESPN. Well, Mike, Kevin Falk, the big question here tonight. Will he play in this ballgame? LSU off to a roaring 2-0 start. What do they do with him, or particularly without him?
Well, with him, they get a great back. Without him, they've got Cecil the Diesel Collins, who ran wild last week against Mississippi State. And they also have Rondell Mealy, so they've got great tailbacks. But I think the whole ball game and their whole season lays on this man's shoulders right here, Herb Tyler, 16-2 as a starter. I think they'd like to open it up a little bit more. They'd like to throw a little bit more down here at LSU, and they feel like he's ready to go to the next level as a quarterback.
Mike, I watched your Thursday night game a couple of weeks ago with Auburn playing at Virginia. Damian Craig, now that they've taken him and put him in a shotgun formation some of the time, he demonstrates what a wonderful athlete he is, and he really gives defensive coordinators the dickens.
No doubt, Ron. He's a great athlete. Damian Craig's about 6 foot, 6'1" tall, and what you want to do is keep him in the box. Tonight, when LSU tries to defend him, it'd be wise for them to try to keep him in the tackle box, because when he gets outside, he can hurt you in a couple different ways. Here against Virginia, nothing's open. He gets outside, runs for a touchdown. He can scramble, his scrambling ability. I'd rather see him work up the field if I'm playing against him. Here he rolls out the left, and he throws a long touchdown pass also against Virginia, but he did it all last year, Ron. So Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator, wants to keep him in that tackle box.
Well, the third man on this team, as usual, the big man on the group, we should say. Let's go down to the sideline. Adrian Carson, what do you have brewing for us tonight?
What I've got brewing is 91. Out here on the field, and word as I speak is circulating throughout the Bayou Bengal football team that Kevin Falk is good to go in the backfield and on special teams, punt and kickoff return. The only question is how much and how long he plays will be the decision of Jerry DiNardo. He says that hamstring is not 100%, but it doesn't have to be. Actually, the heat and the humidity helped him to loosen up. He had a double dose of his adrenaline, and you've got a game that he says he cannot afford to sit out, Ron.
All right, Adrian, we'll look forward to your reports tonight. LSU has won the toss. They deferred. Auburn will receive. War Eagle. Boyd kicks it off for LSU. And the line drive kick taken at the 6-yard line. And it's Markeith Cooper. Breaks it out 30, 35, and he's out close to the 40-yard line. It is 33 yards on the return. So let's take a look at the starters. Damian Craig, he'll have Rusty Williams at tailback, and Fred Beasley, very steady performer at the fullback spot. Wide receivers, they're good here. Dillard, the tight end. Karsten Bailey got covered up pretty good by Ole Miss last week, but Ty Goodson, he was the man. James Mears, Dunnigan, DeMarcus Curry, and Victor Riley are the guys in the trenches. As you look at Craig, first down. Great field position for the Auburn Tigers. Swings the pass out. This is Cooper. Looks for a block. Turns it upfield. He'll have a gain of 4. And he...
pass complete to Cooper.
Twilly, one of the first men out there defensively to make the hit. Terry Bowden, the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. Jerry DiNardo for the LSU Tigers. Third season. You see his numbers, and these folks right here are wrapped up in the job that he has done in Tigerland. Second down, Craig delivers, got it complete. Chris Cummings defensively is out there to make the hit on Hicks Poor, who makes the reception. And here are the starters defensively for the LSU Tigers. The down 4, Miller, Wiley, Anthony McFarland, and boy, he's a load. And Kenny Mixon on that right side has played extremely well this year. Wesley and Smith, the linebackers. Wesley had 11 tackles last week against Mississippi State. And in the secondary, the corners, Twilly and Cummins. Rayon Hill, 2 interceptions last year. He returned for touches. Mark Roman is the free safety. Third down and short. And they go with the short yardage back. I don't know if Beasley got it or not, Mike, as he went over the top.
Ron, it's a tough group to run against because of McFarland, number 94, and Wiley, 55. I don't think he got it. It all depends. Now they're going to give him the spot. So good penetration by the LSU defensive front. Good series here by Auburn, starting out, coming out, throwing the football, little safe passes to Hicks Poor, and back out of the backfield. So it's a pretty good start for Terry Bowden's football team.
Two wide receivers come to the right. First down, Auburn Tigers. Safety creeps up. Craig going to roll the pocket. There's the pressure from that side, and he's going to be hit by Arnold Miller. And that's exactly what Mike Gottfried was talking about. The defensive end pinching first and then closing for the tackle.
And Ron, you cannot allow Damian Craig outside the tackle box. He's just too dangerous. Once he makes this play fake to Rusty Williams, he starts to roll out. Arnold Miller stops him from coming that side, and the defensive end on the other side, Kenny Mixon held his ground so that you force Damian Craig up inside. Make him find a throwing lane. Don't give him one.
So it's second down and long. The line to make is just short of the LSU 40-yard line, and the new line of scrimmage is at the Auburn 45. We're looking at secondary up tight. 10 men at the line of scrimmage, 1 man in the secondary.
Man-to-man all the way.
If they didn't get it off in time, and it's going to be a second down and 20 now.
Ron, that's exactly what Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator, wanted to do. He wanted to come up on the wide receivers and make Damian Craig check off.
Ball before the delay of game.
That's Carl Reese right here, the defensive coordinator, probably one of the best in this conference or all over the country. Does a great job of making the other team's offense work the field. Outstanding coach.
So second down and long. The sack by Arnold Miller. And then the delay of game and a 5-yard penalty. And Auburn scrimmages from their own 40. You can see Cedric Donaldson creeping up tight on the wide receiver out at the bottom of the screen. Right over the middle they go with the pass. And it is complete. Ty Goodson out of bounds at the 26-yard line of LSU. It's good for 34 yards.
Well, it almost looked like he was overthrowing his receiver.
Looked like he was going to Bailey.
Carson Bailey, and then the ball all of a sudden arrives right in the stride of Tyrone Goodson on a crossing route. Last week against Ole Miss had 6 receptions for a touchdown. An excellent throw by Damian Craig. Here out of the shotgun. Again, getting him set back up. It almost looks like the ball is thrown to number 5, but right on stride for Goodson.
You know, I think Carson Bailey thought he was throwing to him as well, Mike, because he made a valiant effort to try to catch the football. Good thing he didn't tip it. Eric Lowe comes in at wide receiver, number 8 for Auburn. He's at the bottom of the screen. And the 26 on first down. Craig got his man wide open. Beasley out of the backfield. Touchdown, Auburn. Well, if you're an LSU fan, all you can say is wow.
Ron, it all started with a great kickoff return, giving you field position to open up your offense. They came back with a wheel route, hitting Fred Beasley, a former tailback, now playing fullback out of the backfield.
Number 19, Jared Holmes, to attempt the extra point, and he's got it right down the middle. So Jerry DiNardo's club. Not quite 4 minutes gone in this opening quarter, and thunder has struck by way of Auburn.
My research proves that Purolator's new Pure One is the perfect oil filter, collecting 96% of all contaminants. Pure One has more pleats for superior performance and a silicone anti-drainback valve for additional protection at startup.
And you don't need to be a rocket scientist to tell the difference.
Wow.
Here's your scalding hot cup of tea, Grandma. Thank you, Thomas.
Introducing the M-Class. It performs like a Mercedes, no matter where it goes.
ESPN's presentation of college football, Auburn versus LSU, is brought to you by the owners, managers, and crew who proudly called the McDonald's in your neighborhood by McDonald's. And by the Mercedes-Benz M-Class, the first 4x4 to perform like a Mercedes. What you're looking at is the law library here on the campus of Louisiana State University. And quite frankly, there's no argument. That man right there concluded a great drive as his quarterback was 4 of 4. And you see 6 plays, 3 minutes and 47 seconds. I'll tell you what, there was not much deliberation on that one. Auburn was sensational to open this game.
First down, Tigers at the 20-yard line.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the LSU Tigers offensively tonight. Of course, Tyler at quarterback, Kevin Falk will start. Robert Tyler, the big fullback. The wide receivers and the tight end, Hankton, the tight end, Ty Frazier and Larry Foster, two speedsters on the outside. And up in the trenches, how about them? Williams, Perry, McClure. Faneca probably has graded best in the first two ball games. Trey Langley out of Eunice, Louisiana, is the right tackle. And now they're saying Collins will start, 34 in the lineup. And Tyler's going to go on top on first down. His man has a step, and the ball was overthrown. It was Larry Foster that he was looking for. And both coaches wasting no time.
Yeah, you're sending a message right off. You want to make sure they get those defensive backs off your running game. Larry Foster, an outstanding receiver, just overthrown by Herb Tyler.
We talked about his improvement as far as pass completion. McFarland covered the defensive line of the LSU Tigers, getting instruction on the near side. Play action again, goes to the far side, got his man wide open, and he missed Foster again. This time he looked like the first guy out to the workout, and it was too tall. Defensively for the Auburn Tigers, Suttle, Brumbaugh, and Carson scheduled to start as the down three. The linebackers, Reese, Neal, Spikes, and Taylor. And in the secondary, and we will see interchanging between the corners and the safeties. Nolan and Houston, Pate and Ware. And you may say, hey, Houston played safety in that first ball game. He sure did, but they've got him at corner tonight.
Good enough athlete to go either spot.
Sets in the pocket, drills the pass, intercepted by Spikes at the 20. Inside the 15, and look here, Auburn with a 1st and 10 at the 10.5-yard line.
Ron, Takeo Spikes read Herb Tyler from the snap of the football. Number 55, Takeo Spikes, he's going to the hook area, and now he's working to the flat area. He read the eyes of Herb Tyler, stepped in front for that interception, and a pretty good return.
Mike, let me tell you, even if Spikes had not intercepted, Nolan had cut in front of the receiver.
He was standing right in front of him.
It might have been picked off there as well. So now the Tiger fans saying, hey, guys, come on. Let's don't dig a hole this early here on Baton Rouge Saturday night. Short drop. Fade route. Corner of the end zone. Bailey can't come away with it. Good protection by the offensive front, and it was Cummings who had the cover, a junior out of Dothan, Alabama.
Well, when you get in a situation where they're going to throw the fade on you, Chris Cummings played that about as well as you can play it. He's 5'9". They're trying to go up on top on him with a fade, but he was up to the task.
Looking at Cummings' world-class speed in the 100 and also the 200 meters here for the LSU Tigers. I mean, when you talk about guys who run the 4.4s and 4.3s, he is legit for the distance.
He can recover. he makes a mistake with his speed, he can get back.
Second down. Craig fakes it, puts it on his hip, tries to turn it up. He's in trouble, loses the football, and LSU has recovered at the 11.
Rayon Hill, I believe, Ron.
Boy, he is the guy who murdered Auburn last year.
Yeah, he makes a play on this, I believe. Damian Craig outside again where you don't want him if you're LSU. You see what happened at the end of this play? He just dropped the football.
Mixon, no, I think, didn't he knock it out?
Looked
number 59.
Looked like he almost just dropped that football. Let's see. No, it just came right out.
You're right.
Hit his knee, I think, is with his arm, and it hit his knee, and the knee kicked it out.
Kenny Mixon likes my version better, though. So LSU, what a reprieve. They have the ball at the 6. Straight ahead with the running play. That's Collins. And Spikes makes the tackle. So put an asterisk by that one because Auburn really wasted at least a field goal.
Oh, without a doubt. Now, LSU came out throwing the football. Now, they came out sending a message. Jerry DiNardo wanted to say, we're not just a running football team. Herb Tyler can throw the football, but now I think they'll go back to what they do best. With Cecil Collins, if Falk comes into the game, or Mealy, is to run the football. 6 yards on first down, not bad.
You see Tyler, the big fullback, a sophomore out of Cleveland, Mississippi, 6 feet, 240. But this is Collins. Cecil the Diesel has 5, has 10. He's off to the races, out across the 35 to the 38-yard line. 27 yards on the run.
And folks, that is the backup tailback. He had 22 carries last week for 172 yards. Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator, said last year he used to run against our first-team defense on the scout team. We knew he was going to be a great player. He runs downhill and runs with power.
Also, let's give credit. Did you see the block by 22, Larry Foster, the wide receiver on the right, shielding off his man and adding an extra 5 or 7 yards in the carry. Collins now, 2 totes for 33. Cecil Collins again hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's Spikes who was there to fill the hole, but they still, because of the surge of the offensive line, are going to have 2.5 yards. If you just joined us, we're off to a very rapid start. Auburn took the ball right down the field in 6 plays and scored a touchdown. Beasley on the receiving end of the touchdown pass, and they had another opportunity with an interception on 3rd down by Spikes and had a 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line and turned it over. That's where we are right now. The LSU Tigers trying to answer. Long count. That's Brumbaugh on the center's nose. Sets to throw. Got his man, and it's going to be picked off. It is Antoine Nolan with his 2nd interception in as many series for the Auburn Tigers.
I don't know what Larry Foster was doing on that play because he was blocking all the way. You're going to watch number 22.
Larry Foster.
This is him right here, number 22. He is not ready to catch the football. He's blocking the whole way, and the ball's thrown to his side, picked off by Antoine Nolan. But again, no effort by Larry Foster. Had to be some kind of bust.
Some kind of miscommunication. So for all the folks sitting at home or in the stands saying, what's wrong with Tyler tonight? Well, that's not his fault, very obviously. Auburn again with great field position at their own 47. Rusty Williams can't turn the corner. Nice job of the defense. Kenny Mixon strings it out, number 59.
Ron Damian Craig made the mistake of fumbling the football, but make no mistake, he's an outstanding quarterback. Played for Blount High School over in Mobile. 2 state championships he took his team to. The only teams that really recruited him as a quarterback were Auburn, Southern Miss. He said, I want to be a quarterback. When teams would come in, Joe Witt, the defensive coach from Auburn to recruit him, said whenever they talked athlete to him, he said, I was not interested. I wanted to be a quarterback. Auburn gave him the chance to be a quarterback.
Well, he's making his point. He really is. About the midway point of his opening quarter, 7:50 and running on the clock. 2nd down and 10. Craig got his man right over the middle. Hicks poor, and he's off. 35-30 at the 25, and is knocked out of bounds by Ray-On Hill. 38 yards, and the big numbers off the passing game for the Auburn Tigers have silenced this partisan house.
Well, they really have. They're trying to get a 4-man rush. They run a 4-2 defensive scheme. They use 5 defensive backs in their defense, but you see right there, Troy Twilley, number 15, didn't follow Hicks poor. A lot of man coverage in the back in the secondary, which means a lot of crossing routes, and that's the toughest routes to cover in man coverage.
Look at those numbers. Auburn almost at the century mark, 1 rushing, 97 passing. T.J. Dunnigan over the football. It is a 1st down, deep in LSU territory again. Craig lobs it right over the middle. Can't hold on. That's Markeith Cooper. Boy, and that's a situation that they have wanted and talked about. The coaches did yesterday, getting the isolation on the linebackers with the little scooter.
And that's what happens. They're trying to get the back on the backer. But if you look at that defense right there, what LSU's trying to do is play man coverage on all the receivers with the free safety free in center field. And hopefully they're going to get pressure out of Wiley, Miller, McFarland, and Nixon. So far, they haven't got the pressure. Auburn's offensive line's doing a good job protecting.
Clifton Robinson, a freshman out of Naples, Florida, at the top of the screen, number 15. Craig looks for Hicks poor. He's free. He's got it at the 5. Touchdown, Auburn. like Terrence O'Brien is shaken up on the play. The trainers have come out, and he is coming off the field under his own power.
Terrence O'Brien's a backup linebacker that's been in the ball game from the start.
Jared Holmes to attempt the extra point as Auburn tries to jump out to a surprising 14-0 lead, and he's got it. So let's take a break. Auburn 14-0. We'll be right back.
We invented the Pentium 2 processor to do amazing things for your PC. So it seemed only fitting to find an equally amazing way to bring it to the world. Did somebody say road trip?
I think it's going around. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
The Hawkeyes' Tavian Banks hits holes with the speed of a sprinter. Iowa, Illinois, next Saturday at 12:30 on ESPN2.
Terrence O'Brien being worked on the sideline, and Adrian Karsten, there's great significance to this injury, isn't there?
Well, Ron, the pain that O'Brien is feeling right now is representative of the entire defense for LSU. We need to know that O'Brien is the backup to Chris Beard, who missed a team meeting after the kickoff here, Ron. I'll give you the payoff to that.
All righty. This kick is going to come down 4 yards deep in the end zone, and it will be returned. 15 outside at the 25. And all the way out to the 40-yard line is Cecil Collins. Holmes made the stop. Adrian, finish the story for us.
All right, so Chris Beard, the starting defensive back for LSU, misses a team meeting, cannot play, didn't even dress for tonight's game. O'Brien has to go in his place in this man coverage. He was nowhere near as fast as Beard, so they go and pick on him. He's now out. And we have coaches looking at each other saying, who do we put in now? If they're going to continue to go man-to-man coverage all night tonight, Coach and Ron, they're really going to have to shore up something to keep Auburn out of the offense, out of the end zone. Rather.
All right, we'll talk more about it here as we get this play underway. Tyler 0 of 4 and 2 interceptions in the running play. Rondell Mealy gets the carry. Mike, what do you do?
Ron, this is if indeed this is what happened. You had a couple players miss a team meeting yesterday and not playing. It affects the whole ball club because now all of a sudden, you know, instead of the emphasis being on Auburn, the emphasis by the head coach, Jerry DiNardo, is dealing with these problems. So it takes away from the ball club, and that's what the situation you get into tonight. They got to find somebody to plug this hole.
And, of course, Spaught on the sidelines because of the hamstring. As you look at the counter trade, Mealy up the middle. Has 5, has 10, counted off at 14 yards before Ricky Neal makes the stop. We also should say that Abram Booty was the other player who missed. So offensively, the Tigers are without their number 2 wide receiver on the split end side.
Without a doubt, and that hurts you. But they've had success running the football. What they have to do now is run the football. Morris Watts, the offensive coordinator, and then mix in some play-action pass. They've got to settle Herb Tyler down a little bit. 16-2 as a starter, but looking a little bit nervous here in this first quarter.
This is their first time across midfield in the ballgame. Tyler under pressure, gets his pass in and out of the hands of Hankton, the tight end. And let's check in with Carl Ravitch. Carl?
Hi, Ron. Peyton Manning in a loss perhaps opened the door for others to get into the Heisman race. Randy Moss from Mercer. Small school, but big numbers. Touchdown here, 18 yards. He's got 2 catches for 35. We'll keep you updated on that one, Ron.
All righty. So to put a period on the story, as Adrian mentioned, Chris Beard, starting linebacker, junior out of Shreveport, suspended for tonight's game. Terrence O'Brien, his reserve, on the sideline with an injured knee. And Booty also will not play wide receiver tonight. So on second down, Tyler in the shotgun formation. Going to go long, deep over the middle. It is tipped and almost intercepted by Rob Pate, who was playing deep center field.
Again, Herb Tyler's making mistakes tonight. He's throwing into coverage. He knows he threw into coverage again. There wasn't any place to fit this. Rob Tate, number 31, the free safety. He's sitting right in center field now. He's going to sit back there, waiting on Herb Tyler to throw. Now he breaks on the football, almost has an interception. But you, in essence, with the free safety sitting there free, you've got a double team on that wide receiver on the post.
So now it's third down, and LSU needs to take the ball to the Auburn 37-yard line. 6:03 left to play in this opening quarter. Auburn surprisingly 14-0. Tyler has the ball blocked at the line of scrimmage.
Jeff Dunlap, 76.
Who's planned at nose guard tonight, a redshirt freshman out of Pearson, Georgia.
Ron, LSU looks just like they're out of sync. And the problems now are going to fall, as Adrian said, on the defensive side. There's got to be a strong safety that they can bring in here and stick into the linebacker position.
Cooper back deep, and here's Kessler's kick, and this is a dandy. Wow, this one's going to go out of the back of the end zone. So the ball will be scrimmaged at the 20-yard line, and there's a timeout on the field with our score. Auburn 14, LSU nothing. 5:52 to play opening quarter. Right back.
I check Chambers and save.
Check Chambers and save $300 on this oak computer desk by Riverside.
Check Chambers and save $600 on this solid cherry dining room soup by Kincaid.
Save $400 on this Hooker Entertainment Center.
I check Chambers and save.
Check Chambers and save $300 on this reclining sofa by Brookline.
Check and save $150 on these mahogany tables by Lane.
Save $500 on this Victorian-style bedroom suite by Lexington.
Or save $400 on this bedroom suite group by Broyhill.
Check Chambers.
Everybody saves at Chambers Furniture.
I check Chambers and save.
Prices are falling like never before at Carpet Discount Barn's great fall sale going on now. For a limited time only, Carpet Discount Barn has 3 12x12 rooms of carpet for $275. That's right, only $275. Save like never before on Berber carpet, starting as low as $6.95 a square yard with lots of colors to choose from. And for a limited time only, all remnants are 25% off. At Carpet Discount Barn, you'll save hundreds of dollars during our great fall sale. That's Carpet Discount Barn, Birmingham Highway.
Me all the time, how do you decide which anchors work together? And to be honest, it's an awkward process.
Dear Larry, want to do the sports together? If yes, check this box. Charlie?
Ultimately, you're looking for a good relationship.
If you're not doing anything later tonight, would you want to do a show with me?
Whoever said all's fair in love and war was probably a broadcaster.
We'll be back with more Sports Center in just a moment. I don't even know who you are anymore.
Show number 9, Clifton White, on the right side of your screen. He's the guy, is he not?
Yeah, he is. He's a sophomore defensive back. He gets his chance to play now. It's to see if he can match up against these Auburn receivers.
LSU pass defense, 133.5 yards allowed per game. And you can see the numbers that Damian Craig and Auburn have racked up already, and we still got 5, almost 6 minutes to play in the opening period. Williams almost breaks it as he cracks his way over left guard over the 25 and up around the 27-yard line.
And with the success that Auburn had throwing the ball early in this quarter, now Terry Bowden goes to what he likes best, of course, to run the football. You had an interesting talk with him yesterday where he's talking about his father.
Well, he said his dad told him he was reading some stuff in the paper and heard some conversations. His dad called him up and said, Terry, don't let somebody talk you into running the football for the wrong reason. That's Goodson in motion as the handoff straight ahead. Beasley will take it for a couple of yards, and it'll be third down, and the line to make is the 30.
Ron, Fred Beasley's just an outstanding back. He came as a tailback to Auburn. He played fullback 2 years ago. They told him that moving back to tailback, he played the first 5 games at tailback last year, but he's back at fullback. And Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator, says he worries him the most because he's a tailback playing fullback. He may be one of the better fullbacks in the country.
Well, he has a touchdown tonight as they got him out of the backfield, and he showed how he could catch the ball from his quarterback. And Damian Craig calls for a timeout. That play clock was getting pretty close, and the crowd was getting noisy. So let's take a break. 14-0. The Auburn Tigers will be back after this.
Come from the small cities and big farms, leaving behind their egos and their innocence, bringing only their speed, their dreams, and perhaps a small fire extinguisher. For the sweat and the heat and the pain of Joe Ball, Coors Light salutes the guys of the gridiron, men who know that when you're about to burst into flames, there's only one beer capable of cooling down that burning thirst. Frost brewed Coors Light.
Are you hooked on the food at Boston Market? Does your mouth water when you cut into the Boston Hearth ham? Do you ever use a piece of the rotisserie chicken to scoop up your mashed potatoes? Do you love the moment your fork breaks into the crust of the chicken pot pie? Then give in to your cravings, because right now Boston Market has each of these 4 meals for $5 or less for limited time. One for almost every craving you have. The food's always better at the market. Boston Market.
Hi, at Gateway, getting the computer you want is simple. Let's say this is your basic computer. You want lots of memory? Sure. Great speakers. Maybe more memory. No problem. A big monitor? Maybe not that big. The new Pentium 2 processor. See, we build your computer exactly how you want it. So, it ends up as individual as you are.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium 2 processor. Call 1-800-GATEWAY. We'll build one for you.
Some of the crowd here in Baton Rouge a bit shocked right now. The weather this evening, 89 degrees. At least we have a breeze. It's 10 to 15 miles an hour. Very hot and humid in the heat index. And Central Time, it is about 10 minutes past 7 o'clock. The heat index still at 97 degrees. So those fans, much needed down on the sideline. Much needed right now, though, is a stop by this LSU defense and get the ball back in decent field position before the Auburn Tigers make a runaway of this one. Craig, it is blocked. Hit at the line of scrimmage by Joe Wesley.
Best chance you have against Damian Craig, make him throw from the pocket. Even though he's getting the ball off the shotgun, make him throw from the pocket.
So Holmes will punt. Larry Foster is the deep man as you get one more look at that nice play by Wesley to end the series for the Auburn Tigers. And there's Holmes. Almost 41-yard average. Larry Foster, his longest 11, kind of came across this one. Very high spiral. And Foster, no fair catch, fumbles the ball and will recover it at the 19-yard line. Good heavens, what else could happen? 50 yards in the kick, -3 on the return.
Ron, LSU has not been able to settle into any kind of play. A sure-handed receiver, Larry Foster, very fortunate to get that ball back.
I don't think there's any question about that. You see it just went right through his arms. And how many times have you heard people say, keep the elbows together so that that doesn't happen to you? Whoa, what a hit. Rondell Mealy, the ball carrier, and he is sent backwards. Charles Dorsey, number 91, a junior out of Fort Lauderdale, was the first man to lead the attack. Mealy got to the line of scrimmage, and he automatically went south.
Ron, we talk about great depth they have at backfield. Will we see Kevin Falk tonight? Now, I think that you and I both felt like that he was running full speed in the warm-ups. Adrian talked about it. He may be the mix that they need to come in this ball game.
They fake the counter play. Tyler outside. Jones has passed. The defensive back has fallen down, and Foster stepped out of bounds at the 35. Good heavens, good for 14, and could have gone for more.
Well, Larry Foster is a big play receiver. A couple of weeks ago, we had Vanderbilt, and they had a great corner, Corey Chavis. And I asked him, I said, who's the best receiver in the Southeastern Conference? He said, without a doubt, it's Larry Foster from LSU. And he shows you here a good move. He gets the defensive back backing up. Number 13, Antoine Nolan, falls down. He's wide open on the corner route.
Yeah, you know, Foster has to be saying, wow, if I'd cut the other way. Look at the first two games, 73.5% tonight, 1 of 8. That's his first completion to the same colored jersey.
Well, he's fortunate enough that he's not further behind as a football team, but he's a good enough player to get LSU back in this game.
And Foster raises up on the outside, saw that the play clock was down, and it was Foster who called the timeout for the Tigers.
That's unusual for a wide receiver to make that call, usually the quarterback.
Well, next Saturday, start your day at 11:30 Eastern with Game Day. Then it's Northwestern against Purdue. The Boilermakers coming off their upset of Notre Dame. Then at 7:30, we'll be in Atlanta for number 15 Clemson taking on Georgia Tech. Tiger all-time leading rusher Raymond Priester leads a well-balanced offensive attack at a crucial ACC road test for the Clemson Tigers. Adrian Karsten, let's check in with you.
Ron, I've been keeping a very close eye on Kevin Falk, and you cannot believe how badly he wants to get into this game considering the situation now down 14 points. But you need to remember that just because he's been declared healthy enough to play does not mean the coach is going to pull the trigger and put him in there. He's thinking about spotty play at this point, I am told. Also need to remember he's been active now for about an hour and a half prior to this game when it was over 90 degrees. But now for the past half an hour, 40 minutes, he's been dormant on the sidelines, and that cannot help to keep him loose. And another thought that Cecil the Diesel did have over 170 yards last week against Mississippi State, so there is a good backup here.
Well, Mealy has come in since and actually has not been as effective as Collins, so we'll just see how quickly Collins goes back into the rotation.
Yeah, they have so much depth. I'm really impressed with Cecil Collins.
Tabor into the ballgame. He is like an H-back. He's a blocker, number 12. Fakes it to Mealy. Quick out pass, far sideline. It's Foster. Look at the quick move. He will have the first down, plus about 7 more yards. And Antoine Nolan just got sucked up in that one.
Well, what happens is Auburn's safeties are such an integral part of their defense. That little play action by Herb Tyler, faking the pitch and coming to the backside with Larry Foster. Now, see, he's faking the dive play to the left. That gets the safeties out of there. Now you're one-on-one on the outside. Antoine Nolan falls down. Larry Foster with a quick move. So you get the safety out of there. Good play call.
Ware and Spikes combining on that stop. As the pitch comes back to Mealy. Gets a block from his fullback. Cuts it up at the 35, and he's free. One man to beat. Knocked out of bounds inside the 10. It'll be first and goal, LSU Tigers.
Ron, that's a very good run by Rondell Mealy, but Larry Foster, the wide receiver. Now, he made 2 big catches for this offensive football team. He made a big block on the outside. You want a receiver that's going to make catches. You also want a receiver that's going to block out there. And Larry Foster's showing me why he's one of the better receivers in the SEC.
Look at the block by 44 Tyler also, Mike.
Good block. There's the block by Foster right here. You're right. Tyler with a good block. Foster ties up Antoine Nolan. And off to the races goes Rondell Mealy.
He ran out of his shoe. Last week, it was Collins who ran out of his shoe on a long touchdown run. Pitch back goes to Collins. Turns the corner. Will have a couple of yards. He's inside the 5. That's Charles Dorsey who tripped him up. So now this crowd coming back to life. I mean, they were stunned for about the first 10 minutes of the quarter. But if they score right here, obviously they're right back in the football game.
Yeah, they're a good enough football team that once they settle down now, they settled down on defense in the last series. They've settled down on offense. They're good enough to get right back in this ball game and take the lead.
The 4-yard line.
Inside the 20, you see the numbers, almost 85%. 8 touchdowns and 3 field goals. Pitch to Collins, makes the cut. He will score.
He arrives at a touchdown for
Ritchie with the extra point attempt. Ball is down, and he splits him. We've got a 7-point ball game, and all of a sudden an aroused LSU Stadium back in the football game.
Well, he looked like a diesel going downhill there. Number 34, Cecil the Diesel Collins gets a good block from his fullback again. Robert Tyler, Martavius Houston, number 25, just can't bring him down. There's a good block by the fullback. Martavius Houston with a shot to bring him down, but you see the strength of Cecil Collins.
And let's check in quickly with Carl Ravage. Carl, what do you have for us?
Well, we got that SEC West game, Arkansas, Alabama. This one close throughout until Clint Sterner. Anthony Eubanks, and they'll be looking at the tapes and wondering what happened to the Bama secondary. Arkansas up 17-16, and they go on and win by that same score, Ruff.
Well, and watching Auburn this afternoon, and that's the kind of thing, it can happen, but you pray it doesn't happen in that situation. I mean, he truly looked like the first guy out to the workout. He was all alone.
He really did. Alabama did not look good today, and you got to give Danny Ford credit. He's been able to take the ball club in there twice now, Arkansas, to beat Alabama.
Last time that happened, they said, what, 55 and 56, TCU did it. So it has been 40 years since that occurred in Tuscaloosa.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't get any easier for Alabama next week. They got Southern Miss, and
that's right.
I think Southern Miss is a very good football team that they're going to have to contend with.
You see the number 6 plays, 81 yards, and it took less than 2 minutes for the LSU Tigers as Cooper goes down on one knee, 5 yards deep in the end zone. Well, now the chess match gets a little bit more interesting, and we'll see what Terry Bowden comes up with. He's had an outstanding game plan in the early portions of this first quarter.
And I've said it so many times on Saturday night, Thursday night, if you're a good football team, you want to answer the score of the other team. So now it goes to Damian Craig again to get back down that field, put points on the board.
Just like it was at 4:30 in this stadium, it is getting very, very loud again. And Auburn has their back to that student section right now to the left. Craig sets, gets his pass away as he is hit. It is almost intercepted. Donaldson had it and dropped the football.
Boy, great pressure by Anthony McFarland in there to really put some pressure on Damian Craig. He just didn't have time to hit that route and took a whipping here. Good pressure. Damian Craig setting up. There goes McFarland, number 94. Started since his freshman year here. See, if he'd have had a little bit more time, he had an open receiver down the field, Tyrone Goodson.
Well, TJ Mears is playing against McFarland tonight. He's a redshirt freshman, 6'6", 300 pounds, and he'll have his hands full with McFarland. Craig's pass, gets it away, got a man, and he dropped the football. Clifton Robinson had it go right through his hand. Did he have a hand in the face? I couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell either, Ron. It looked like good defense. Looked like there was a little contact before the play, but just couldn't hold on to the football.
Terry said yesterday, as you watch Robinson, he said this guy is going to be the real thing. He is a freshman. We want to get the ball to him a lot tomorrow night. Now watch what happens on this play. As Craig goes down hard, this ball just goes right off his fingertips.
Couldn't get his right hand up. His hand was made contact with the defensive back. Chris Cummins didn't get it up in time.
Third down. Line to make is the 30. And now we'll whistle. And a timeout is called by Auburn, as we'll hold it right here. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in this opening quarter. I also was interested yesterday when Terry said that to talk about how tense the rivalries get in the Southeastern Conference is somebody took something off the computer, off the internet, that he had made a comment about Tiger Stadium. And he said the thing that he liked about Tiger Stadium was the first thing he saw when he came through the tunnel was 10,000 Auburn fans. Well, somebody took that off the internet and tried to make it sound like he was saying this was not the good old stadium it used to be, and tried to use it as cannon fodder for the LSU Tigers.
Well, you're always looking for things. You want to twist things as much as you can. But I think the problem right now Terry Bowden's having is Damian Craig's not being protected. He's taken 2 hits these last 2 plays. If he had a little more time, those both would have been completions.
And I'm sure Clifton Robinson is talking to himself in the fact that if he, good heavens, look at Wake Forest. We got Georgia Tech next week, and Wake Forest up by 10 in that football game. But Robinson had a chance to go the distance with his pass a moment ago. Third down. Craig runs up. This is how he can kill you. Breaks a tackle, breaks another, and with that second effort and juke, he has the Auburn first down.
He hurts you in so many ways. When I talked to him at the Virginia game, I said, you know, you don't scramble as much as probably a lot of people would like to see. And he said, you know what? I want to be a quarterback that goes through his progression. I didn't want to be said that I couldn't read my progressions and I've taken off too early. So he said, really, last year I didn't run as much as I should have. This year, he said, the gloves are off. I'm going to take off when I get a chance. A good play there by Damian Craig.
Well, as you saw in the open, the video that we showed, he killed Virginia with a long scramble for a touchdown. They'll keep it on the ground. Williams hit in the backfield, broke the tackle. He'll wind up with 5. But to pay tribute to holding on to the football, I thought for the world that Williams might cough that thing up.
He had a chance. He was hit, I believe, by Chuck Wiley, who's the captain on defense. Coaches say, you know, you can't find a harder working player on this LSU football team than Chuck Wiley, number 55. He has a chance. Almost popped out. Preston Williams very fortunate to hold on there.
Look at McFarland traveling, following the play, and McFarland's almost 300 pounds. The junior, actually a sophomore in eligibility out of Winsboro, Louisiana. Tracked him down and made the stop. Embry in the backfield, number 48, redshirt freshman. But it's Williams hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Wesley is there to lead the attack for the LSU Tigers. And Mike, you're right. LSU defensively has settled down for a bit.
They really have, and you get the feeling that the momentum's on LSU's side right now. Damian Craig's made some big plays, but the LSU defense now is up to the task of stopping the run. Joe Wesley, 48, ran through that play and made the tackle before it could even develop.
This could be the final play of the opening quarter. Down to 22 and now 21. Third down, and they need to take it across the 40-yard line. Boy, and LSU in the secondary.
Well, the problem they're having, Ron, you're right. I'll talk about that.
Craig zings his pass, has it complete. That is enough for the Auburn first down with no time showing on the clock. So that is the end of the first quarter, and we'll talk about what was happening in that secondary after we come back from the break. Auburn 14, LSU 7.
Here's your scalding hot cup of tea, Grandma. Thank you, Thomas.
Introducing the M-Class. It performs like a Mercedes, no matter where it goes.
At PlayStation Athletic Department, we were pretty excited about the launch of NFL Game Day 98, but we weren't the only ones.
What's up? This is Eddie George. Is Game Day ready yet? It's me again. Hey, how's my spin move looking? When can I see Game Day? Hey guys, Eddie George, how's my high step looking?
Eddie George is on line 1 again.
Tell him we're in a meeting or something.
He said he'd hold.
PlayStation.
What if you could get what you wanted automatically? You can, with the easiest way to earn free gasoline, the Shell MasterCard from Chase. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
Something big has happened. 1-800-COLLECT has once again revolutionized collect calling. Introducing 10 cents a minute collect calling from 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute for collect calls every evening and all weekend long. bigger savings for everyone in America. Whoever thought collect calling could be so cheap? 10 cents a minute from 1-800-COLLECT. Who else?
On September 26th,
Good guys, it's us. We chase the bad guys.
America will know
The guy got away with a bomb.
the threat is real.
We have a weapon of mass destruction coming into the United States.
You get these men out of here!
George Clooney, Nicole Kidman,
Shoot him! Take the shot!
Take the shot!
The Peacemaker, rated R, starts Friday, September 26th.
Well, in the first quarter, lots of action. Fred Beasley, 26 yards. Then he come right back. Look at Hicks Poor on a great second effort. And then LSU finally got on the board and a nice move by Collins to score. And that's how we stand at 14-7. Craig, fade route, far side, got it complete, beautifully done to Tyrone Goodson.
Ron, the adjustment that LSU's had to make because of the injuries is to go to two deep coverage. Right away, Damian Craig comes right back with a fade route.
We talked about what was going on just before the end of the first quarter, and that was that White was not lined up properly, and all in the secondary, they were jumping around saying that a man was left uncovered. And that's what's happened because of the suspension of Beard, O'Brien, the second-teamer, injured, and now White in the secondary for LSU.
Yeah, they're going to too deep to try to help the sophomore linebacker a little bit.
Quick pass, got it out to Karsten Bailey, and it's Mark Roman defensively.
Damian Craig has been hot this first half. Made the mistake of fumbling the ball, hit his knee, but he has come out and showing you why he's one of the better quarterbacks in the country.
Mike, the first thing that I noticed in this ball, you know, he didn't get to finish last year's ball game. He got knocked out in that in the third quarter of the game. But his composure and confidence is completely 180 degrees of what it was this time around.
There's no doubt. And he's spraying the ball all over the place. He's not just having one favorite receiver. He's all over.
Big hole. Has 5, 10, 15 yards on the carry by Rusty Williams, and Clifton White saved a touchdown for the LSU Tigers.
Well, when you play two deep coverage, your safeties are sitting back very, very deep. You see him back here, and all of a sudden the ball pops inside. You don't get the safety fill, and then he breaks it backside. Rusty Williams outside. Now all of a sudden it's Clifton White making a tackle, but by playing too deep, your safeties are sitting back there a little further back than they'd be in regular coverage.
You look at McFarland, number 94, lining up in that gap between the center and the left guard. Little counterplay right at the middle. Williams breaks it at the 3-2-1 touchdown, Auburn Tigers.
Williams carrying 10 yards for the score.
Well, just a good job by that offensive line, opening up the hole. Rusty Williams pops through, missed tackle in the secondary by Rayanne Hill. And you're off and running.
Extra point attempt by Holmes is up and good, and it's 21-7 Auburn.
And LSU's in a bind, Ron. Make no mistake about it. The two positions where Chris Beard is not playing, O'Brien is hurt. That's put them in a little bit of a bind of what they can do defensively.
So let's take a break. A 2-touchdown margin again by the Auburn Tigers. We'll be right back.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At National Car Rental, we believe that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
It began when one man and one unique car waged a war on crime. Now, 5 fearless agents and 5 supercharged vehicles are taking it to the next level. with 5 times the excitement and 5 times the attitude.
Let's take it to him, Beast. Holy.
Get ready to ride. Team Knight Rider coming in October. Check local listings for time and channel.
All right, let me see those game faces.
We need love.
You're out here to play baseball, right?
We need encouragement.
Supersonic speed, Mach 2.4.
We need inspiration.
We need rides!
Introducing used vehicles reconditioned, warranted, and ready for life. GM certified.
ESPN's presentation of college football, Auburn versus LSU, is brought to you by General Motors Certified Used Vehicles, ready for life. And by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. Well, the Auburn Tigers are flying high on this one so far, as they are up by 2 touchdowns again, 21-7. That was Falk who was in the ball game on kick return, but as we look down on the field, he is headed back toward the sideline. Well, for LSU, Mike, probably the most effective thing that they could do right here with 13:36 left until halftime is turn Collins loose, run the football, accomplish 2 things: score and answer back, but also keep Auburn's offense off the field. Play fake, gonna run it. And he'll pick up 6, maybe 7 yards in the play before stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, Ron, go back to what you're talking about again. Now they're reeling a little bit on defense, and we know the reason why. They're down in one position. I think Jerry DiNardo obviously made the right decision, if indeed that's the case. Yeah, I mean, you have a meeting, be there, or if you're not there, you don't play. I mean, that's it. But what suffers is your ball club suffers. But you got to find a way. Somebody has to step up and make plays at that linebacker position.
2nd and 4, counter play right up the middle, the head down. That's Ricky Neal who's there to make the hit, and it's going to be close to the first down, about a yard shy. You know, probably the most disappointing thing if you're Coach DiNardo, though, as far as where he wants this program to go, is I'm sure he thought he was beyond, as far as getting people to understand his discipline. He thought he was beyond this point, and now to have 2 guys being suspended for missing a meeting before a game this big, incomprehensible.
Well, you never know why. There's always a reason. When I was coaching, I always had a reason. But
Cecil Collins again, close to 10 yards, and now here comes a late flag in.
But Ron, you may lose a ball game, or you may get behind for a while, but you win the long battle because you establish your program, and this is the way it's going to be. And if you don't follow it, you're not going to be here. So I admire him for the stand he's made.
You could see the signal by Ron Gilbert blocking the back against LSU.
But I still think they've got enough weapons. If they can get Auburn's offense in control a little bit, that they still have enough offense to get back in this thing. You talk about big game now. We see Florida beat Tennessee, so they're up in the catbird seat in the East, and the winner of this ball game,
with Alabama being knocked off today.
You talking about being in high cotton now. The winner tonight now is established as the far and above everybody else. And of course, Arkansas would argue that, but everybody else will. But the winner of this ball game is in great shape in the West.
It's Pack who's lined up wing to the right side. They roll the pocket under pressure, and Tyler, running for his life, is going to be knocked out after a gain of about 1, and it's Spikes who winds up on top of it.
But Takeo Spikes, when he came in here to Auburn, he said, I'm a freshman, I want to start. I want to be an All-American. He was a 2nd team last year All-American, and he wants to win the Butkus. Again, making good pressure on Tyler and surrounding him and making the tackle. That's not the kind of drive you had in mind if you're LSU.
Kessler back to kick. Cooper is the deep man, number 17 for the Auburn Tigers. Just joined us 21-7. Auburn on top. This is a really nice high long spiral. Cooper the 21. Gets by one, gets by two. And the little speedster almost to the 34-yard line. It's 53 yards of the kick and 13 on the return. Well, can't get enough college football on Saturdays this fall. We'll check out the ESPN game plan on pay-per-view. $11.95 gets you up to 10 extra games not normally available in your area. Call your local cable operator for DirecTV anytime right up to kickoff. And as for the ESPN game plan, check your local listings or USA Today to see what games you can get next Saturday. Auburn very few times tonight has had bad field position. Craig, another fade. Near side, Goodson couldn't hold on. It is knocked away by Cummins. And let's check in again with Carl Ravitch.
Hi, Ron. LSU thinks they're facing a tough air attack. Well, get ready. November 1, they go to Kentucky and have to deal with Tim Couch. 7 touchdown passes today, a school record. Kentucky hosts Florida next week. 49-7 the final.
7 touchdown passes by Couch. Wow, what a start he has had.
He's establishing himself as one of the better quarterbacks in this country as a young guy.
Yep, certainly a furniture automatic. Small opening in the middle. It's Sincade Pennington who has come into the lineup. Number 40, sophomore out of Troy. And Chuck Wiley will put the stop on him. You know, Mike, this has been a long first half because of the number of passes that have been thrown. We spent almost 55 minutes in the first quarter. This one is slow and moving. On a night that we started off, he indexed at 97%. That also could start to take its toll as far as depth.
Well, Ken, if you can, as far as LSU not being able to mount anything offensively, the defense been on the field quite a bit.
Blitz, pass, thrown too quickly. Craig had nothing to do but throw it too high above Robinson's head.
Had good pressure by the middle linebacker Charles Smith on a blitz, and also Anthony McFarland again, the junior defensive tackle, 6'1", 290.
In last year's ball game, McFarland had just come back from an injury. He is a redshirt, so junior in as far as scholastically, but a sophomore in eligibility. Jared Holmes to punt. LSU with 10 men at the line of scrimmage. And they got the return on. Larry Foster retreats to the 14. Gets one block. And stopped at the 26. 49 yards in the punt. He's got 12 on the return. Auburn 21-7. Let's take a break with him.
Dick, the creator of Miller Lite Advertising, has great news for all football fans. This year, Miller Lite is an official beer sponsor of the NFL. That means that this season will be better than last season. Remember when you were trying to watch a game, but there was that terrible glare? Well, that's not going to happen this year. Dick says, if you like that, you haven't seen anything yet. Stay tuned.
All right, let me see those game faces.
We need love.
You're out here to play baseball, right?
Right! We need encouragement. Supersonic speed, Mach 2.4. We need inspiration.
We need rides!
Introducing used vehicles reconditioned, warranted, and ready for life. GM certified.
Thursday night, the Wolfpack are on the hunt in Deacon Country. North Carolina State Wake Forest, Thursday night at 8, only on ESPN.
Had a great practice today. I know you guys are hungry, but this new Big King gave me an idea for a new play. So listen up. Quarterback takes off tackle, flips the ball, the guard pulls, we hand off to the wingback. Wingback is up the gut for a touchdown. Any questions?
Coach, can I eat my blocker now?
The new Big King from Burger King, flame broiled with 75% more beef. It's like a Big Mac, except it's bigger and tastes better. And right now, you can get one for just 99 cents.
Got any more new plays, Coach?
21-7. Let's take a look at that punt return a moment ago.
Larry Foster, Ron, number 22, is going to get this punt, but he's going to make a smart move here. He's going to call off Cedric Donaldson. He sees Donaldson. He's telling him, don't block this guy in the back. Right here's Donaldson. Says, I'll handle it myself. Just don't clip him.
That's great presence of mind on Foster's part. They fake the counter play. Tyler drills his pass, has it complete to Foster again. And he goes to the 45-yard line, has the first down, +9.
And here's where I think Herb Tyler's a little better on. He's like Damian Craig, too. If you get him outside, he's got running ability, but also he has ability to square up and throw that football. And he's got a big-time receiver in Larry Foster. Larry Foster is showing me why Corey Chavis at Vanderbilt, the defensive back, says he's one of the best in the league, if not the best.
Well, you can see how he's settled down. 0 for his first 7, and now 3 of his last 3. Gets a block from the fullback. Cecil Collins finally tackled by Ryan Taylor.
I am impressed with Cecil the Diesel. Let me tell you, there's another. Larry Foster's a great wide receiver. Cecil the Diesel Collins. If I was Kevin Falk, I'd get back here quick, healthy quick, because this guy can play.
Jack Marucci, who's the trader for LSU, had a really good line at practice on Thursday. He said, you know, the best thing for hamstring pulls, depth.
Yeah. Cecil will cure them all.
Yeah, depth. And you got a guy named Cecil. They pull the guards, counter right up the middle, 5, 10, 15. He's off and running. Hang on, could go the distance at the 5. He is tackled at the 1-yard line. It is a 49-yard run.
Ron, I've seen a lot of good backs, but I'm going to tell you something. Look at Kevin Falk. He's cheering him on. This is a special back, Cecil Collins. He shows you when he runs the football, he keeps low, pad under pad. He gets those legs to churning, and he runs downhill. He had some good blocks, but he ran right through a tackle of number 27, Brad Ware.
And you know, you have bragged on Foster and his catching ability. Again, an outstanding block by Foster. He does both sides of the football. Collins over the top, and whoa, here comes a flag in, and that could be trouble for LSU.
Well, where that flag's thrown usually is too many men on the field. I don't know. Let's count them here.
Ron Gilbert with the call, and you're exactly right, against the Auburn defense.
I've had that called against me. When I see that flag,
illegal
I want to start crying.
12 men on defense. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Yeah, they almost can't stop Cecil with 12.
No, there's still 12.
Yeah, somebody's got to go off.
Well, they're bringing another guy in. So
yeah, there's 2 going off. 2 goes off. 1 comes on. And you know what? Unless it's a quarterback sneak, it's going to be a diesel honk in here.
Tyler over the top. Touchdown, LSU.
You know, Ron, for them to be as close as they are here in the first half, you've got to give a lot of credit to their coaching staff. They are band-aided and taping their ball club to try to stay in this ball game, and they're giving a great effort for their coaches.
Well, your point's well taken. It really has been. Let's take a look at that 40, we'll get it officially, 48 or 49 yards after the extra point. This is Richie, and he makes it a 7-point game.
Was it Carl Malone that drives the trucks all around the country? Well, he's got a companion now in the diesel. Gets good blocking, but now, boy, a great block by Robert Tyler. You're right on it. Look at Larry Foster. You're right, Ron. But look at that cuddle. The big guy, 205 pounds, making that cut. 2 outstanding blocks. And here's the quarterback sneak by Herb Tyler, stretching that football across that plane to get LSU back in this game.
Showed the numbers on Collins last week. We said he had an outstanding outing in the game against Mississippi State. He has pulled his club to within 7 in this one tonight, as that scoring drive, 5 plays, 74 yards, and Tyler gets the touchdown. There it is, 1:47 seconds off the clock. Collins 53 yards rushing on the drive. Well, for the 3rd straight year now, Burger King will recognize outstanding student athletes through the $1 million Burger King College Football Scholarship Program. Tonight's Burger King student of the game are from Auburn, Hunter Holder, Jeremy Zills, a junior majoring in forestry. And from LSU, senior guard Adam Perry, a kinesiology major who's a 3-time selection to the SEC Academic Honor Roll. Our congratulations to those 2 fine student athletes. As you look at Foster and Tyler on the bench, Tyler got just enough of Martavius Houston to knock him off stride and allow his running back to pick up about 20 more yards. Cooper on the 5. Cooper breaks it. He could go. Foot race, and he stopped just around the 50-yard line. And the man we talked about, who was the NCAA sprinter, Cummins, is the guy who ran him down.
Well, Markeith Cooper ran a punt back for a touchdown in the spring game, so he at Auburn. So he tells you he's a dangerous weapon. He has legitimate track speed. Rodney Allison, the offensive coordinator, nicknamed him the Lizard because he can get loose and get through a small hole. He did it tonight. Sets up Damian Craig in great field position.
Look at Cummins just overtaking, though. And we talked about he had world-class speed. Well, he showed it right there. So Auburn scrimmages across midfield following that outstanding return. 47 yards. Rusty Williams turns the corner. And he's going to be stopped around the 44. Leon Hill put the stop on him. It's going to be a gain of about 4.
I think the LSU coaches were yelling for a hold there. I don't know if they're going to get it or not.
They
yes,
did.
They are. When you see somebody get that wide that quick and there's nobody out there, you figure somebody's out. Now Terry Bowden shaking his head saying there's no way, but usually that's what happens. You know, the first drive that Auburn had.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty.
Was set up with great field position by the special teams in the kickoff. And this one was set up. Of course, now they've lost 10 yards.
Now the penalty pushes it back to the 46-yard line.
10 yards. Holding. First down, 16.
Yeah, about 16 yards to go from the spot of the foul to what happened at about the point where the run ended, 4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Clock is running. 8:16 to play until halftime. Damian Craig sets and delivers the ball, and incomplete. Donaldson with the cover on Hicks Poor.
Yeah, good coverage by Donaldson. Cedric Donaldson, number 27. Right on Hicks Poor. Good front 4 rush there. Again, dropping the 7 defenders, trying to contain Damian Craig and not giving him any throwing lanes. He's had a lot of throwing lanes here in the first half.
A little surprise here. Texas Tech and North Texas tied at 10 apiece. How about Fresno sending that game into overtime?
We got them on Thursday night here coming up.
Couple of weeks,
Utah.
Line to make the LSU 38. Craig going downtown and tipped away and incomplete. Donaldson again on the cover. That time he wanted Ty Goodson, and he couldn't grasp onto the football.
No, and Donaldson again stepped in front of Tyrone Goodson here and cut off his route. Good defensive play. Number 83, Tyrone Goodson's going to run a post pattern. Cedric Donaldson's going to step in front of the route. Right there. Gets some help from Rayon Hill, number 21, the free safety. And now big third down at this LSU defense.
They need 16 yards. They're 3 of 5 on third down conversion.
And this is when Damian Craig's at his best. He has bailed Auburn out many, many times in his 2 seasons at quarterback in this situation.
Cooper incomplete. Charles Smith applying great pressure on the quarterback, and Auburn will have to give it back with 8:01 to play until halftime.
With good adjustments by the LSU defense. Playing hurt. Some extra people in the ball game tonight have found a way to slow down Auburn's offense.
Well, Jared Holmes has done an outstanding job tonight, very quietly going about his duties, averaging, you can see, right at 50 yards a boot. This is another dandy. Foster signals for the fair catch, but it's over his head and takes an LSU bounce into the end zone. So it's 54 yards on the punt. A Thursday night, the weekend kickoff shows start your college football weekend at 7:30 Eastern. Then it's the NC State Wolfpack and the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest in an ACC battle. More Thursday night excitement on ESPN, your home for college football.
Ron, this is a big series for Auburn's defense, too. Now, they've seen the run, they've seen the diesel for a couple series. Now they know that LSU is going to run that football at them. Mix in some play-action passes. Bill Oliver's defense. Rondell Mealy's in now, number 7. A little quicker tailback.
Rondell Mealy tackled by Spikes. Adrian Karsten, let's go down to you. What do you have for us?
Ron, I'm running almost as much as these guys are back and forth between both sidelines, and I'm nowhere near as good in shape as these guys are. But I can tell you right now that these big guys for Auburn are in better shape than LSU is. I mean, these are the kind of nights that you go through the 9,500-degree heat in two-a-days for, especially the defensive linemen for Auburn now, because LSU's passing a lot, recovering after all that pass rush, play after play is a hard thing to do. They're just doing a better job than LSU is.
Well, I think it's incumbent upon the LSU offense to stay on the field a little bit more. Mealy again breaks it into the secondary, and he could go. Stepped out of bounds at the Auburn 49-yard line after 29.
Ron, another big block by Larry Foster, again in the secondary. Now, you can't have backs breaking free here if your wide receivers don't block. Good blocking up inside. There's Foster again blocking downfield. Rondell Mealy on a big play. And Adrian was talking about Auburn's defense being in pretty good condition. But right now, Bill Oliver has to find a way to slow down this LSU running game.
Mealy, 6 carries for 92. Hit in the backfield. And Collins going to be knocked down for a loss. Marcus Washington penetrated and got him before he got started. And that probably, boy, that's the place you got to get him. Hit him low before he gets started, because he breaks tackles once he's into the linebacker zone.
Going to give him a flat tire before he gets started. But Marcus Washington penetrated there. Bill Oliver is one of the better defensive coaches at stopping the run, too. That's his specialty when a team gets going like LSU is starting to get moving with the running game.
21-14, Auburn leads. You see Brother Oliver up in the booth. Game clock. Ooh. The play clock had to call a timeout. It was down to 1 second. And let's take the timeout with them. 6:23 until the halftime. Auburn 21-14.
At Reinhardt Toyota, you save thousands. That's right. Factory-to-dealer incentives allows Reinhardt Toyota to sell many Toyotas below dealer cost. Choose from a large selection of new Tercels, Corollas, and trucks and buy below dealer cost. Drive a new 97 Toyota Camry loaded for just $199 per month. You can't beat savings like these, so get yours while selection lasts only at the low-payment dealer, Reinhardt Toyota Eastern Bypass.
Check Chambers and save.
Check Chambers and save $300 on this oak computer desk by Riverside.
Check Chambers and save $600 on this solid cherry dining room suite by Kincaid.
Save $400 on this Hooker Entertainment Center.
I check Chambers and save.
Check Chambers and save $300 on this reclining sofa by Brookline.
Check and save $150 on these mahogany tables by Lane.
Save $500 on this Victorian-style bedroom suite by Lexington.
Or save $400 on this bedroom suite group by Broyhill.
Check Chambers.
Everybody saves at Chambers Furniture.
I check Chambers and save.
Hayes came to Bristol specifically to study under Dean Berman, whose forte is football rhetoric.
Drew Bledsoe, nickname. Who wants a crack at it?
Drew bled so much that he needed a transfusion.
Boring. Ms. Allen.
It's a trick question. Drew Bledsoe has no nickname.
Students are taught not just how to ask questions, but more importantly, how to ask questions about football.
Maybe a stupid question, but
There is no such thing as a stupid question, Mr. Hayes. Just stupid people that ask questions. Yes.
Does dysentery rhyme with Singletary?
We're back. 6:23 to play. 21-14. Mike, talk about the timeouts that have had to be called tonight.
Well, a lot of times when you get in a delay of game situation where you see a quarterback call time and they didn't get time to get the play in, you have to get used to the pace of the referee. They're all different. They set the ball sometimes a little quicker and start the clock, and you're a little slow getting the plays in, so you really got to get with the pace of the referee, and they're different every week, and I think that's the reason they're a little fast-paced tonight, and they're not getting the plays as fast as and they had to use 2 timeouts.
So they got to speed it up. You see the blitz from the outside. Oh, he gets hammered as the pass goes away, and it's Marcus Washington who took Tyler out, and he is the reason that play went nowhere.
Boy, again, Ron, he came from the backside, little slow blitz coming, but nobody picked him up. Brought both the inside linebacker, also Ricky Neo, but Marcus Washington came clean on the outside and gets a good hit on Tyler.
So it's third down. The line to make for the LSU Tigers. They have to take it to Auburn's 39-yard line.
How about Larry Foster here?
He's certainly the man I've looked at. They come off the other corner with the blitz. Tyler under duress. And across the line of scrimmage, so he can't throw it, and he steps out of bounds at the 48. Casher was there, and it's Ryan Taylor who ran him out of bounds.
Again, Bill Oliver, give him credit. Give Pete Jenkins, the defensive line, a lot of credit. Made a good couple moves there. Pressured Herb Tyler and didn't allow him to get the ball off.
So fourth down and a missed opportunity by LSU with good field position. Chad Kessler comes in to punt. And again, the dangerous one, number 17, Markeith Cooper, is back in a single safety for the Auburn Tigers. This one well over Cooper's head. Bounds at the 1 and goes into the end zone. 49 yards in the kick. But coming up on Monday night on ESPN, NFL Primetime Monday at 7:30 Eastern. 90 minutes of nonstop NFL news, notes, features, and analysis. It all gets you ready for ABC's Monday Night Football. The Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They'll be rocking the house in Jacksonville. You can bet it's their first ever appearance on Monday Night Football. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Karsten coming to you from Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. And the LSU Tigers trailing the Auburn Tigers 21-14. Rusty Williams drops the football and makes the recovery himself.
Ron, here's the adjustment it looks like Carl Reese has made now. He's taping this defense together, but now it looks like he has moved the defensive line to the weak side, and he's put number 9 over here to the strong side. So where Auburn had some weak side runs, now they have the run to the other side. There they tried to go to weak side, and it's pretty well stopped, but now they've got the running game to the tight end side. They've got to find where number 9 is. That's Carl Reese there with the adjustment, moving the front to the split inside, moving number 9 to the tight end side.
It's really been a chess match between the two defensive coordinators.
It really has, and now Auburn's going to go back and attack the tight end side.
Pass caught and hit immediately. Clifton White taking Goodson down after a short gain, if any at all.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the side now that he's on, pass-wise. So you got an extra defender. All of a sudden, now to the tight end side, as Damian Craig tries to throw the ball to Beasley out there. Now, here's number 9. He's on the tight end side. So run to the tight end side, throw to the weak side.
Yeah, beg your pardon, I called Goodson. He's 83, but it obviously was Fred Beasley, 23, who had come out of the backfield. Third down, 12 yards, and you can hear this crowd coming to life. Damian Craig for the shotgun formation.
He's got an open receiver.
Boy, and he overthrew him, and it looked as though Eric Lowe got confused on his route.
I'm not sure he ran the right route because and the noise here is such a factor.
But he was open. You're right. Look at the top of the screen.
Eric Lowe, number 8, is going to work down the field against bump coverage. Now he's going to shake the defenders. He's open to the backside, but I don't know why. Maybe Damian Craig thought he was going to go a little deeper before he broke the route off.
Jared Holmes again standing this time back at his 5-yard line. Under 5 minutes to play until halftime. Foster all the way back to the 28-yard line. Gets by 1. Here comes a flag down, and he may go the distance, but it's not going to count as he hurdles and gets knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line. And I think this penalty is going to take it all the way back down inside LSU's 20.
Ron, it's on Rayon Hill. He tried to get out of the way. He almost turned his back, and it's really a tough call. But Rayon Hill, I believe the penalty is a good call, but he tried to get out of the way. Here's Larry Foster. Here's going to be the penalty right there. And I think it is a penalty. I think it's a good call. You got to get away. You got to get out. Any possibility you can't make that play.
Anyway, we could show that one more time. Foster being checked over on the sideline, and we take a look at it one more time as Foster looks as though he might have injured his left hip when he went hurdling.
Here's the play. Larry Foster trying to set up.
Watch the arm right here.
Yeah, see,
it almost looked like the Auburn player had hooked him, though, Mike, and pulled him into it. Anyway.
Can't be in there.
Cecil Collins takes it for a couple, and that's Ricky Neal, who will knock him down.
Ron, that's a big penalty, too, because
it's
field
a
position.
55-yard penalty.
You're talking field position. Now you're back on the 15. Now Auburn would like to use their timeouts a little bit here if they've got any left. I think they got one left.
Jack Marucci, he's the head trainer for LSU, and he is.
Oh, they can't lose Larry Foster.
I'm sure that's what the report was.
Now remember, Abram Booty's not here, so you lose depth in the receiver position also.
How ironic would that be? Foster goes out. The two guys who you need most, their backup people, not there because of suspension. Collins tries to get to the outside. Nothing doing. That's a nice job by Carson. Adrian Carson, let's check in with you.
At the lowest part of Larry Foster's back here, Ronnie, he got hit right at the top of his tailbone, and this is an injury that's been waiting to happen to a lot of guys. You need to know that their tailbone pad is almost paper thin these days. NCAA regulations say you need to have one, but a lot of the stuff is homemade. They do have to have one in there, but it didn't do a lot to help him, and he got a helmet placed right where he didn't need it.
A lot of players, they don't like to keep those pads in there, and they go out to practice sometimes, and if you don't really watch them, they'll want to practice without them, and they'll try to get away with it in the ballgame, too.
Shovel pass. Collins holds on. And Collins has the LSU first down. Jimmy Brumbaugh made the tackle for Auburn.
Folks, I'm going to tell you something, and I know Kevin Falk's an All-American, but he may have a tough time getting back in on this lineup because this guy's special. I mean, he has a special back. Great hands, Ron. He can cut. And the thing I liked about watching on the sideline, Kevin Falk is his biggest cheerleader. He was right there when he did something well. It's the old Wally Pipp story.
Hey, Mike, he's got 108, and Rondell Mealy is almost at 100. Miles Hannon, look out. He's off and running. Finally tripped up at the 39-yard line by Rob Pate.
The only thing he doesn't give is the horn as he's going down the field with that diesel run of his. Now here you get a tired Cecil the Diesel. He comes out. Now you get Rondell Mealy, the speedster, coming in. Look at this guy run. Dip and doodle and dip and down the football field. And he brings the whole 205 pounds when tackling. 142 rushing yards tonight. 2 games back-to-back where they lose Kevin Falk, and he goes over 100 yards. Wow.
Straight drop in the pocket. Going to go on top. Got Foster. Checking its Nemesis Bates. Touchdown. 38 yards. And a flag has come down.
And they're going to get him for celebration, too, Ron, I believe. This LSU team has fought back despite the football. He was so happy to get in the end zone. Nemesis Bates spiked the football, and it's like Paul Brown used to say, or Vince Lombardi, one of them, said, get used to going in the end zone. Just go ahead and lay it down.
Well, for the people booing the official had no alternative. You spiked the ball, and he's got to throw the flag.
Yeah, I think it's been a well-officiated first half here by this group.
Yeah, that's that is real obvious in front of 80,000 people when you do something like that. Ritchie to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And folks, with 1:47 left until halftime, we are tied at 21. What a ball game. So let's take a break. LSU 21, Auburn 21. We'll be right back.
Give the ball up and over and in. Howard wants to throw. Howard fires. Pass is tipped around.
everybody. Nix is going to float one for Sanders. Sanders, oh, he caught it at the 2, and he dived in. Touchdown, Auburn! Touchdown, Auburn!
Well, this crowd is going absolutely crazy, and I think we've got time. Let's go down to the sideline. Adrian Karsten has an explanation on the penalty. I don't think it was a spike. Was it, Adrian?
No, Ron. It was Ron Gilbert, the actual referee of this officiating crew, said, look, this is a penalty we have to call because it isn't that serious. It's only half the distance to the goal line. But in front of a national television audience and 85,000 people, you cannot let guys get away with that. So they had to call.
What did he do?
He dove across the goal line, Ron. It wasn't spiking the ball. They thought it was excessive celebration because he was not going to be impeded by anyone. Diving across the goal line was excessive celebration.
But he was losing his balance, wasn't he?
I take back what I said.
Right. Well, this kick is going to go 9 yards deep into the end zone.
No, I like the fact that he dove in the end zone. I don't. If that's a penalty, then wow. Here's the throw.
All right, now look, he's off balance right here. He's stumbling. Then he regains it. Well, okay.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know where somebody is behind him. I mean, he doesn't know somebody's going to make a tackle on him. He's trying to get in the end zone. It's a crazy call. You can't make that call. And he didn't know if a defensive guy was close to him. He's trying to get the end zone the fastest way he can.
So we're tied at 21. And as you can imagine, this partisan house is aroused. Rusty Williams takes it right up the gut. Anthony McFarland is there to make the stop. Carl Ravitch, what do you have for us?
Well, first of all, I agree with the coach 100% on that call. Coming up at the half, a lot to do. We will take a look at Florida's focus. They didn't lose it today against Tennessee. A report from Gainesville. Also, silencing the critics. The Big Red Machine had a deal with 74,000 in Seattle. Also, Tim Couch and his high-flying Cats. All at the half, Ron.
Okay, Carl.
Well, that was a big win by Nebraska.
Huge win up there. To do it in the Northwest against that Washington football team who is outstanding.
And their schedule is very favorable the rest of the year.
Nebraska, you mean?
Yes.
Williams tripped up. Arnold Miller got a hand on him. Both teams have one timeout left. As I look up at the clock, it's going to be LSU asking for the timeout. I wondered if they might not. Now McFarland comes to the sideline and says, please give us a timeout after a few more seconds had run off the clock. And they stop it at 44. We're just 10 days from baseball's postseason, and ESPN brings you the best and brightest in the Division Series playoff. Beginning Tuesday, September the 30th, up to 12 postseason games in both the American and National League. Watch and feel the electricity.
Ron, on that last play, again, Auburn trying to go to the weak side. There's just, I think the way the front is right now, I don't think they're going to find much over there.
Well, Mr. Gilbert, the referee making the announcement to let LSU know that they had no timeouts remaining. It is a third down situation for the Auburn Tigers. They need to take it to the 30. And the ball is at like the 23.5-yard line. You see their conversion rate tonight just below 50% on third downs. In fact, Auburn has missed their last 3 third down conversions. Pennington hit in the the backfield, going to go down after no gain. Kenny Mixon defensively. Now the clock running at 36 and 35, and Auburn will be in no hurry to get this punt away.
Well, Kenny Mixon made a good play. He was kicked off the football team last year. Jerry DiNardo made him work to get back. He's an NFL-type player in the future, and he's worked his way back.
Foster with the injury is on the sideline, and now Kevin Falk has gone back as the punt return man for the LSU Tigers.
They'll let this clock run down as far as they can let it go. That's going to be it.
Down to 2, down to 1, and we are at halftime with our score. Auburn 21 and LSU 21. Now with the Buick Century halftime report, let's join Carl Ravitch. Carl.
Hi, Ron. Thank you. 21-21, just what we expected out of this game, and a great exclamation point to what has been a super showdown Saturday. Coming up on the Century by Buick halftime report, a report from Gainesville. Florida takes care of Tennessee again. They are just the best in the 90s with Steve Spurrier at home at the Swamp. Fowler, Herbstreit, Corso. They are all fired up. Our score. Hi, Chris. 21-21 at the break. Back with the report after this.
Step 1, have a plan for business, and then carry it out.
How's 4 o'clock sound?
4 o'clock's good for me. I'll see you then. See you.
Appreciate you coming up.
Thanks.
Introducing used vehicles reconditioned, warrantied, and ready for life. GM certified.
Jenny, would you do me the honor? No. Jen, babe, you, me, prom. Yeah. Hi, hello. How you doing? Nope.
Kelly Springfield tires are designed to go a long way.
No. Jenny, would you go to the prom with me?
And we've got the warranties to prove it. So go.
Jenny, you go to the prom with me? Oh. And can I use your phone? My car's out of gas.
Kelly Springfield. Get every mile you can out of life.
This halftime report is presented by Buick Century.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, they did all the talking. 43-2 under Steve Spurrier at home. Tennessee says, you know what? Florida can do all the talking. The only way to keep them quiet is to beat them in something they haven't done under Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning and his Heisman hopes dashed today. Florida had him under pressure all afternoon. 14-0 Florida midway through the second as this pickoff was taken back 88 yards by Tony George. And it was the same old story for Tennessee. Tennessee, however, recovered. Manning, Jermaine Copeland, great catch, 14-7 late in the half. Florida strikes back with 45 seconds left. That was the backbreaker in the first half, gave him a 20-7 lead. Then Johnson to Ross, third touchdown pass of the game. He played big in what was his first big game. 33-14 Gators, the final 33-20. Tennessee loses 3 turnovers. Fulmer, 1-5 against Florida. Bill Fulmer is 45-10 overall. Half those losses have come to the Gators. Ouch. Peyton Manning swamped. Against Florida, he is 0-3. Against the other SEC teams, better. Alabama 2-1, Georgia 2-0, and 15-0 against everybody else. But he comes back, and mission number 1 was to beat Florida to get to the title. That's not going to happen. Arkansas, Alabama, like LSU, Auburn, traditionally a close game. Clint Sterner, Anthony Lucas behind the D, dragged down at the 1. Same possession on 4th and goal. Coach says we're going to try to punch it in. Sterner in. 10-6 Arkansas leads early in the 3rd. Back comes Bama in the 4th. Lance Tucker playing for Freddie Kitchens. Finds Quincy Jackson. Touchdown. Bama up 15-10. Bama decides to go for 2. Called for delay of game. They end up kicking it. It's 16-10. Instead of a 7-point cushion, it's only 6. Big, big point in the game. Sterner, Anthony Eubanks, wide open. They go up 17-16. That is your final, so the delay of game, thus the kick. That hurts Alabama. Arkansas a winner, 17-16 for Mike Dubose, his first loss. Northeast Louisiana, Georgia. Hines Ward showed his big playability in this one. Georgia punting from their own 18. He takes the fake, and he's gone. 63 yards out of bounds at the 19. You talk about a gutsy call. They'd score later, 7-zip. Ward, screen pass, sideline. See ya, 62-yard touchdown. Georgia up 35-3. Ward had 2 catches. Mike Bobo, 3 TDs and 229 yards. No interceptions. Georgia rolls. They get a week off. 42-3, the final score. The big game out west. Nebraska-Washington, Scott Frost. Booed, says his experience in Nebraska going to be a little soured because he was booed at home last week. Guess what? The Nebraska fans who showed up today, all fired up. So was Grant Wistrom. Pressure on Brock Heward. That knocked him out of the game with a sprained left ankle. Fourth quarter, Washington within 10. Joel Makovica, fullback. And he's breaking one. 40 yards. That put Nebraska near midfield, got them out of dangerous territory. That was the key play and the drive that led to a field goal. And Nebraska on the road wipes out Washington 27-14. Nebraska 384 yards on the ground against a Washington run D that in the first 2 games had given up -5. Will Virginia Tech run the table and go unbeaten? They take care of Temple in a game closer than they would have liked, 23-13. Oxendine, 28 for 160 and 2 touchdowns. A&M gets revenge over Southwest Louisiana, 66-zip. Aggies haven't allowed a touchdown in their first 2 games. And Stanford, a field goal better than Oregon State. For Oregon State, Tim Alexander, 22 of 37, 229, but he had 2 interceptions. Clemson, Florida State. Clemson punting down 4. Peter Warwick had an enormous day, receiving the ball and also returning punts. This one goes 90 yards as he weaves his way through the Tiger D. 28-17 Florida State. Clemson, a bold effort without Nealon Green, but they fall by a final score of 35-28. Nealon Green showed up late, goes 14 of 22 for 213. Brandon Streeter started, 6 of 12 for 72. Green came in later. He has that turf toe, unable to get it done against the Noles. All right, Penn State and Louisville played early in the day, and Penn State needing to make a statement. They do. Joe Jaravicius had 3 first-half touchdowns. Late in the first half, Curtis Edis, also big day. Up the middle for a touchdown, he too with 3 touchdowns. Penn State leading 50-14. You figure they needed a blowout victory against Louisville, and they get it. The final score, 57-21. Joe Paterno says, one thing we had a problem with, discipline. That's what a #1 team in the country looks like, said Coach Ron Cooper. They're a first-class bunch that plays hard, and that is where we are trying to get. Great game. LSU 21, Auburn 21. Back with more on the halftime report right after this.
Epcot and Buick invite you to discover the ride of the century. It's all new. It's fun for 6. And for your chance to experience it, go to your Buick dealer and test drive the luxurious new Century. Get a Disney video pack and enter to win a Walt Disney World family vacation, where you can discover Test Track at Epcot, the new ride inspired by the General Motors Proving Grounds. It's also the ride of the century. Discover a little luxury in this century at your Buick dealer today.
Inside your car's fuel system lurk dark forces that can spread their dirt and filth. So if you have a dirty fuel system, use STP Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Dirt has met its match. STP Complete Fuel System Cleaner.
Another shortcut to small business success from mailboxes, etc. Star in a commercial on the Super Bowl. You'll get national exposure plus $10,000. It's the See Your Small Business on the Super Bowl search. Enter now at mailboxes, etc.
You worry? You're overprotective? You're a parent. Isn't it nice to know that there's something almost effortless you can do to protect your family even more? Just ask your State Farm agent for a free family insurance checkup. It's a smart way for you to decide if your family's insurance coverage is up to date. So they'll be better protected. And maybe you'll worry a little less.
State Farm is there.
This halftime report is presented by Buick Century. Discover a little luxury in this century.
Welcome back, everyone. Carl Ravitch in our college football studios. Back to the second half of a 21-21 game in just a bit. Notre Dame, not what Bob Davie expected. Said we didn't think we would be 1-2, and now they're in the middle of what he calls a real storm. They have some brutal competition coming up. The rest of the top 25 looks like this. Michigan State all over Notre Dame. Notre Dame at home, pushed all over their field. Davie says, weren't good on special teams, we're not good on offense, we're not good on defense. 23-7 the final. North Carolina at Maryland. Oscar Davenport starts, Keldorf sits. North Carolina D, 8 sacks and a 40-14 victory. Mac Brown says we'll use both quarterbacks next week. Arizona State at Ohio State. Andy Katzenmoyer, big-time play here. Steps in, shovel pass, picked off. He goes the distance. Ohio State a winner, 28-20. Arizona outgained him, 380-292. Baylor and Michigan, and perhaps the most impressive team in the country right now, the Wolverines. Charlie Woodson, big day on offense, 9-yard reception for the touchdown, and on defense, Michigan, 344 yards rushing. Elsewhere, Iowa State. Is this your Heisman Trophy leader? Tavian Banks, 82-yard run, 63-20. Banks, 4 touchdowns rushing on the day. Washington State, Illinois. First play of the game, set the tone. They sent everybody out. Ryan Leaf to Kevin McKenzie, 80 yards for the touchdown. Washington State a winner. They stay unbeaten, 35-22. Kentucky, Indiana, more air assault. Second quarter, Cats up 14-zip. Tim Couch, Craig Yeast, 6-yard touchdown. It's 21-zip. Third quarter, 28-0. Couch, Sanford. Watch the hurdle. Oh, he's up and over. 35-0 Kentucky after that 37-yarder. And then Couch, 7 touchdown passes, school record. Yeast, 4 touchdown catches, school record. There's the hurdle, and they're flying high. Kentucky takes care of Indiana 49-7. Next week, they will host the Gators of Florida. South Carolina takes care of East Carolina, 26-zip. Shut it at home for the first time since '84. TCU and Vandy have gone to the half, and TCU is up 13-10. We don't look forward to next week yet with Kentucky and Florida. We stay with what happened today. To Gainesville, Chris Fowler and company. Gentlemen.
Well, thanks, Carl. What happened today, I think, is Florida's going to hold on to the #1 ranking in the Coaches Poll. Penn State figures to be #1 in the AP poll. Up for grabs are Tennessee's first-place votes. Doesn't figure to be a change at the top. On the conference scorecard, very impressive for the Big Ten.
Well, how about the Big Ten today? After getting off to a slow start as a conference, as a combined record of 6-6, they have been on fire here in recent weeks. Today, they go 7-3 overall. The emergence of Michigan State and Iowa. Come Monday, they're going to have 4 teams in the top 10 and 5 in the top 15. I know the conference play hasn't started, but that's pretty impressive.
You know, although Florida won today, I still think they got a tough road to win that second title in a row. They got to play Auburn and LSU away from home. They got to play Florida State here, an SEC championship game, and then a national title game in the Orange Bowl. I mean, it's going to be a tough thing for them, though. They're a good football team, but it's not going to be easy.
So he's putting him in the national championship
It could be.
I'll tell you what, though, I know it's early, but the way these Bowl Alliance guys think is Florida becomes their best hope to have at least a share of a national title game in the Orange Bowl, regardless of what Penn State does. Even if the Lions keep winning, there'll be at least half of a national championship game down in the Orange Bowl. Just got to find an opponent for them.
Hey, the Alliance is a major problem when it comes to the independents. Notre Dame, gone. BYU, gone. They got no at-large team. So watch. The #2 team in the Big Ten and the #2 team in the SEC will probably make the Alliance. And that means Tennessee lost today and still can make $8 million at the end of the year in the Alliance.
You know what's funny, how time changes things. Yeah. Because Washington, everybody put them in the Alliance. Maybe they're going to play Penn State. Everybody talking a Rose Bowl national championship. The team that everybody forgot about, Nebraska, proved today that they are for real. They have nobody left except Colorado at the end of the year in Boulder. After that, right into the Orange Bowl in the national championship game.
Oh, who picked them to be there?
Who picked them to lose today? Who picked them to lose?
If Tennessee doesn't lose another game, they're going to be in the Alliance.
Yeah, he's right.
Carl has more coming up at halftime. LSU fell down by a couple of touchdowns, but then diesel power. Cecil Collins in the end zone. It's deadlocked at 21.
This holiday season, wise men give gold from Mickleborough's Fine Jewelers. Select gleaming 14-karat gold in European and handcrafted designs. Choose keepsake lockets in antique styles perfect for engraving. Dazzle her with Omega necklaces with removable gemstone clips. Greet your guests with fire lights for holiday decorating or giving. This season, be wise. Shop early at Mickleborough's Fine Jewelers.
Mickleboroughs.
We'd like you to consider a hot new option for your car. It's not a luxury car item. Still, it's sure to impress your friends. In fact, this little number might just change the way you feel about driving. It's an auto insurance policy from Alpha. Low in cost, with fast claim service, and backed by the best agents in the business. Coverage so good, it's really not even an option. It's a must. Call the best agents in the business. Call Alpha.
Cal, Oklahoma, second quarter, 12-7 Cal. Nick Harris. We got a fake punt, 21 yards. That's the first down, leads to a Marcus Fields TD. And Cal's up 19-7. Late second quarter, same score. Justin Vetter, back to pass, looking. A.J. Kunkel put his hand up. Did he find him? Yes. Cal up 26-7, 34-20 now in the third, 7:20 left to go. Cal trying to go 2-0. Nevada and Southern Miss, it's a 2-point game there. Syracuse having real problems with Tulane. 24-19 in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left to go. It is 21-21. LSU has gotten it done on the ground and through the air. Second half coming up in moments.
Epcot and Buick invite you to discover the ride of the century. It's all new. It's fun for 6. And for your chance to experience it, go to your Buick dealer and test drive the luxurious new Century. Get a Disney video pack and enter to win a Walt Disney World family vacation, where you can discover Test Track at Epcot, the new ride inspired by the General Motors Proving Grounds. It's also the ride of the century. Discover a little luxury in this century at your Buick dealer today.
Guess which burger chain just beat McDonald's for the second year in a row in a national consumer survey? The same people that beat out Burger King. Who do people rank higher than McDonald's and Burger King? For the second year in a row, Sonic outscored them both for food quality, menu variety, and service. Sonic makes everything fresh to order, then serves it up fast and in person. So break away from the ordinary and drive into America's choice.
Sonic, driving for a change.
LSU is just a community. It is.
You really can find a sense of family here.
We're known as the school that has everything.
There are so many people that make an impact.
I've learned to really value education.
I've just had teachers that motivate you so much that you want to learn.
My perspective on the world has changed dramatically since I've been at LSU.
LSU is the greatest place in the world as far as I'm concerned. It's absolutely everything I ever wanted in a college.
The Century by Buick halftime report continues. Back to the second half in just a sec. Thursday night, don't forget the weekend kickoff show kicks things off, and then it's NC State and Wake Forest. That comes your way at 8 Eastern. Scores to tell you about NC State over Northern Illinois, 34-14. Georgia Tech leading Wake Forest 28-20. Duke trying to snap a 15-game losing streak. They are up. Prairie View, for those of you interested, down 21-zip. It's at 70 and counting. Navy by 3 over SMU in the second quarter. 21-21, the Diesel over 100 again for the second straight game. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried after the break.
Coach, got a little gift for you from Great Southern Wood.
Oh, Jimmy, you and that yellow.
Well, that means our wood is clean and straight and backed by a lifetime guarantee.
Well, here, hold on to it for me.
I got it.
The pass is out of bounds.
Beat the ball.
6 yards. The snap. What? A flag on the play? No, it's a yellow ball. And the quarterback's been sacked for a 10-yard loss. What a tough break for Terry Bowden. The quarterback.
So remember, if you don't see Osmos on the yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it.
time to get stuck. The big game's today. Looks like you need a little luck.
Hey, we better get you to Capital Chevrolet.
During the $1 million markdown at Capital Chevrolet, get a new 97 Geo Prism for only $12,795 or $245 per month. Or get financing as low as 2.9% on selected models during the $1 million markdown sale going on now.
For the biggest selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. Believe me, it's Capital Chevrolet.
New set of academic standards for freshmen is now in effect.
To practice, play, and receive an athletic scholarship, freshmen will need a minimum grade point average in at least 13 core courses in high school and a corresponding minimum score on the ACT or SAT. Ask your coach or guidance counselor about the new sliding scale and requirements.
Prepare yourself now. Want to play? Know the rules.
This message provided by the NCAA.
It's tied at 21 here as we start the third quarter. And, Mike, probably the most significant point is Auburn came out storming, then the adjustment by LSU to send us to a tie ball game.
Ron, you're exactly right. Carl Reese moved the front to the weak side, moved number 9 to the tight end side. And since that point, playing cover 2, they've been able to shut down Auburn's offense.
Well, let's let them play. We'll take a look at some highlights from the first half after we get this second half underway. At a point to make as far as LSU, of the 337 yards they had in the first half, 184 of those yards came on first down.
Wow, they're averaging 10 yards a carry in the running game.
This kickoff 4 yards deep in the end zone, and Collins is going to bring it out. And he's going to be stopped at the 19-yard line.
First down, Tigers. Well, it's been a first half. When you look at Damian Craig, we talked about keeping him inside the box. He's done well, but only 4 plays has been able to get outside the tackle box to make the big play. Inside the box, he really started off strong, hitting Fred Beasley with the touchdown pass. Cecil Collins, the Diesel, is a special running back, one of the best running backs I've seen. The power, he's got strength, he's got vision, he's got speed, he's got it all. And Ron, he has really turned it on here in the first half against Auburn's defense.
Well, he gets the first call to open the second half. The defensive numbers that we should look at as far as Auburn: Spikes with 6 tackles, 1 quarterback sack, and also he had that early interception. And you take a look at the rest of the stats.
Right there. That is big. 240 yards rushing. That turned this ball game around.
LSU's tackle leader was Miller with 8. Joe Wesley with 6 more of those solos. Collins, Sims, Martavius Houston backwards. Spikes and Ware make the tackle, and it's good for the first down.
Ron, if they do not have the ability to stop LSU's running game, they're going to get beat. I'm going to tell you right now, Auburn's going to lose this football game, because you control the game running the football. You set the tempo. You do everything with your ball club. You keep your defense on the sideline. Auburn cannot win this football game unless they stop Cecil Collins.
And what a combination here. Collins and Mealy, they're listed as the number 2 and 3 tailbacks. That is outstanding. This time they find a combination. Spikes makes still another tackle for Auburn as Falk watches patiently from the sideline. And probably the coaching staff just as happy, if they can win the football game, to keep him out for 1 more, because about the only thing he can do for a doggone hamstring is just not working.
Well, you mentioned it right there. It's the hamstring healer right there.
Yeah.
He'll heal that hamstring quicker than anything, but I don't know if you get him back in. I mean, I know Kevin Falk's good, but this guy is he's unbelievable.
Well, Mealy is in the ball game now. They fake it to Mealy. Tyner's pass in and out of the hands of Tyrone Frazier.
You know, the big question, too, is the Foster, whether or not his health the second half.
Well, now that is huge, and there's no question about that.
He's on the field, and he's the go-to receiver. He had 7 catches in the first game, 7 in the second game. And tonight he's had 3 receptions for a 16-yard average. He's the special receiver they need to get the ball to.
Well, the report we just got is that they iced his hip at halftime. Hopefully that will do it. Tyner going to go on top, and he's got a man. Overthrown at the 30-yard line. Larry Foster is the guy he was looking for.
He was open. He did what he can do as a great receiver. He's working against Antoine Nolan. Look at that little stutter step now. He bites on it right there. Now he's going to run right by him. Ball's just thrown out of bounds. Good series for Auburn. They're able to get away and stop this LSU attack.
Kessler's kick, line drive, and this is a long kick. Cooper all the way back to the 13-yard line, and they'll stop him, but he'll bring it back out to the 25. So 56 on the kick and 13 on the return. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Ron, I need to remind you that this place, full of 85,000 people, Death Valley is frequently ranked as the toughest place in America to play college football if you're the visiting team. This is what Coach Bowden reminded me about as he came out of the locker room at halftime. He said, look, I can't think of another stadium in America that's worth 14 points, but consider what happened in the first quarter, Ron. They come out and shock this crowd with the first 2 touchdowns, but LSU bounces right back with the help of the people, and here they come again. If they're going to win this game, they got to take the fans out of this game.
Well, we'll see if they can find that combination. They certainly did in the first quarter. Craig's pass, got it. That's Bailey, close to the first down. Cedric Donaldson defensively for LSU.
Ron, I made the statement early in the ball game by kicking the front. Here's number 9 now. So I think you run the ball his side, but you throw the ball weak side. And I think that's exactly what they did on this first play coming out. The weak side throws there, the strong side runs there for Auburn. And this is the guy that they've got to attack. Number 9, Clifton White with the running game.
First down, you see LSU ganged up at the line of scrimmage. Flag is down, and the play has been whistled dead as it's been almost intercepted by Rayon Hill of LSU, but the play was stopped. And it's going to be a procedure call. Let me say something on behalf of the officials. I'm glad we got a stoppage in play. So much has been going on. We talked about the flag that was thrown on the dive into the end zone. Well, if you notice, they were not penalized, LSU, on the extra point attempt. And I went up and talked to the official stat man of the ball game at halftime and asked him why. And he said that Mr. Gilbert and his crew got together, waved it off, decided it was not a penalty. Possibly he was losing his balance, and so that's the reason they were not penalized. So you salute the guys for putting their heads together and saying this play right here, that they decided it was not showboating, and so they waved the penalty off.
Outstanding.
Yep, it is. Tied at 21, 12-20 left to play in this third quarter. Craig at 2nd and 10. Here's the outside pressure. They set up the screen. Markeith Cooper. Oh, my goodness, what a tag. Good heavens, what a hit. Joe Wesley, who we told you was the leader in tackles and solos in the first half. Wow, did he tag him.
Well, he really did, Ron. And you tackle, you want the screen set up very well. Good block on the outside by the tackle. Here's Markeith Cooper. And remember now, he's only 5'7", 160 pounds. So Wesley's bringing his 222 tattoo him.
Markeith was going north and then very rapidly went south.
Auburn needs a first down. They need to get their offense in gear, keep this football, and keep their defense off the field.
Big T.J. Dunnigan out over the football, the sophomore out of Coffeyville, Alabama. And because of the crowd, the clock has run down, and Ron Gilbert is going to call up. Let's see, did they get the timeout called or not?
Delay of game.
Delay of game, 5 yards against Auburn. So with the delay, now the penalty goes back to the 37, and the line to make for Damian Craig and his offense is the 45-yard line.
Ron, here's what you had last time right there. That's Hicks Poor against White, number 9. So that's the setup. You got it again right here. Let's see if they go to Hicks Poor.
Yep, they sure did, and he overthrew him.
They had him there, Ron. They're working now. They're trying to get Hicks Poor against the linebacker. They're trying to find Clifton White, but he's doing a good job. They had Hicks Poor. Here's the work. Here's what I thought when I saw the formation. They're going to work against the linebacker. It's too deep coverage. They're trying to get Hicks Poor down the middle.
And there was so much pressure on Craig, he had to go ahead and unload it. Foster back deep. This is Holmes to punt. 5th punt of the night by him. Another good one. This has been a strong part of the Auburn game tonight. Foster all the way back to the 14-yard line. Looks for a spot to run, and there is no place to run. This is great coverage. Boy, this is one, if you're doing a clinic, you take this one with you for sure.
Stay square to the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what the special teams did.
53 yards in the punt, -6 on the return. We're tied at 21. We'll be right back.
Horsepower Isuzu Rodeo, completely reinvented to ignore boundaries.
When you buy a new Honda 4Trax 300, 300 4x4, or the rugged Foreman 400, you can see something you just won't see on any other ATV. Your choice of 7.9% APR financing and no down payment. Or a pair of incredible German precision optic Steiner binoculars. Now you can see why Honda ATVs are the best on earth.
Is that a new Big King? No, it's a bag, Coach. No, in the bag, son. Yes, sir, it is.
Well, what's a smart kid like you doing sitting on the bench? Get in there and play quarterback.
Really?
Like taking candy from a baby.
The new Big King from Burger King, flame broiled with 75% more beef. It's like a Big Mac, except it's bigger and tastes better. And right now, you can get one for just 99 cents.
Coach said I could play halfback.
ESPN's presentation of college football, Auburn versus LSU, is brought to you by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. And by Honda. Get one of the best deals on earth. Get a pair of Steiner binoculars with selected Honda ATVs. We're back. LSU with the ball inside their own 10-yard line. You can see just under 11 minutes to play third quarter. And Cecil Collins, as a flag goes down, will pick up 1.5 yards.
Fall before the snap. Fall, snap infraction. On the center. Half the distance. Still first down.
Carl Ravitch, let's check with you.
All right, earlier this season, Syracuse had a golden opportunity blown against NC State when they had the ball down close at the end of the game. Tulane, similar situation. Syracuse picks it off, takes it back all the way, and Syracuse survives. They are 2-3, 30-19.
Tommy Bowden, of course, the brother of Terry Bowden, the new head coach of Tulane. That came in the shot right there and looking skyward at the Carrier Dome. Boy, this running play right here is going to go nowhere as LSU having to be a little bit more conservative, and Crowder comes up and makes the hit on the running back. By the way, you mentioned the penalty was on the center. A hitch, right?
Sure it was. Hitched the ball and he tried to, maybe didn't go on the count or didn't hear the count. This is a dangerous area for LSU right here.
2 tight ends for the Tigers. Quick count and hit in the backfield, and Collins, only because of his strength, brings it out to the 2. That could have been a safety.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you pitch the ball down here because all of a sudden you get penetration. You got a chance for the safety. It's lucky that the Diesel was able to bring a little bit of his weight with him. But when you pitch the ball back there, even though it's going downhill, you see the penetration there that Auburn got. So that it becomes a dangerous. That's Dunlap, number 76.
You can see the fullback, the lead guy, tried to get the linebacker, and all of a sudden he saw the penetration. He was too far by and couldn't pick him up. Third down. They got to take it all the way to the 19. I'll tell you, Collins was one more man from breaking it out to the 19-yard line. At least LSU has punting situation.
And a good series by Auburn defensively. The penalty helped them a little bit, but that's a good series to go in 3 plays, get off the field, let your special teams. You've got a dangerous punt returner right here in Marquise Cooper who could give you great field position, get Damian Craig back on the field. Good adjustments, again, by the Auburn defensive staff.
Now this is the 5th punt for LSU now. And it's off the side of his foot. Kessler's been punting very well, and it bounces out. It almost hits Coach DiNardo on the sideline, and that's the wrong guy to shank one and have it almost hit. That's only a 32-yard kick.
No, and Damian Craig now in the Auburn offense has to do their part now. They've got to take advantage of this great field position their defense has given them. Damian Craig started on fire. Slowed down a little bit. It looked like if there's going to be a track meet with the defensive backs.
Well, the first 5 drives that they had, touchdown, fumble, touchdown, punt, touchdown. And on the fumble, it could have been another touchdown in there. That was after the interception by Spikes. So they have it at the 44 of LSU. Pitch to Williams. And Rusty with some rude treatment by McFarland and Kenny Mixon.
Williams carried. Mixon and McFarland made the tackle.
Damian Craig tonight, you see the 2 touchdown passes on the deep left side of the deep 3 zones. But as I said earlier, he sprayed the ball pretty well to a lot of different receivers. And he hasn't got outside that much to create the big play. They've done what they wanted to do, keep him in the tackle box tonight.
Williams in motion to the top of your screen. Craig held up the pass, does it wide open inside the 10-yard line, and boy, somebody blew a coverage on Kevin McLeod, the tight end. He got out for 35 yards.
I think it was number 9, Clifton White, who they were working on right here. I don't know if he adjusted to the motion. All of a sudden, they had motion outside, and all of a sudden, there he is right there. He's trailing the play, but I think the adjustment that was made, it was a bust by Clifton White.
First and goal to Auburn at the LSU 9. They keep it inside. Beasley. Couple of tough yards. That's it. You see 59. Mixon on top of the stack. Mixon had an outstanding game against Mississippi State last week as well.
Ron, we've already seen when you go in at halftime, you only have 15 minutes, so you make some adjustments. That was a very good adjustment by Rodney Allison and Terry Bowden. They knew that if they put the tailback in motion, they may get a bust out of the backer, and they did, so they got a big play.
And you can see that Damian Craig, there's Rodney on the right, former quarterback at Texas Tech University.
Ron, I want to say Clifton White, even though he made a bust, he made the tackle on that play, and he saved the touchdown.
Williams again in motion, all the way to the sideline. Craig, big pressure. Wiley is going to sack him. Chuck Wiley, the senior from right here in Baton Rouge. And now here comes a late flag in. A loss of 12, and let's see what the marker is about.
Ron, I'm going to go back to this play. Here's the same play they ran. They picked up the flag again. Here's a motion man out here, but now here's Clifton White staying inside. Now they made the right adjustment here. Now the tight end works up the field. He's covered by Clifton White right in there. So again, a rookie playing in there. He made a mistake, but he came right back. They tried it again. He was up to the challenge.
You know what that could have been? That ball could have come loose. He could have been throwing his sandbag rather than the flag. Craig knocked away and almost intercepted by Mark Roman. Oh, is he upset with himself? And Craig took a big shot.
They got to come away with 3 here. Mark Roman sitting right in center field in 2 deep coverage. Gets a good read on this pattern. Breaks right in front of Tyrone Goodson. Should have had the interception.
Going to be a 35-yard field goal attempt, trying to break the tie. Jared Holmes. Good pass, and He got it. Good. So the Auburn Tigers go on the scoreboard first here in the second half with 6 minutes left to play third quarter. Our new total, Auburn 24, LSU 21.
Oh, hi, honey. Am I excited about Thursday? Of course, Thursdays are at anniversary.
Of course I planned a trip.
Yeah, we're taking the Orient Express to spot in Thailand for bird watching.
Love you too. Bye.
New Visa Platinum.
Did you go to Thailand?
With a world of purchase power for the unexpected, including that trip you never thought you'd take.
This was such a surprise.
Yeah. New Visa Platinum. It's everywhere you want to be.
Research proves that Purolator's new Pure One is the perfect oil filter, collecting 96% of all contaminants. Pure One has more pleats for superior performance and a silicone anti-drainback valve for additional protection at startup.
And you don't need to be a rocket scientist to tell the difference.
Wow. Go farther. Completely reinvented 205 horsepower Isuzu Rodeo. Too far.
The Hawkeyes' Tavian Banks hits holes with the speed of a sprinter. Iowa, Illinois, next Saturday at 12:30 on ESPN2.
24-21 Auburn, and might go back to the play that led to the field goal.
On Clifton White, now he's playing tonight. 2 guys are out. He makes a bust on the play, but all of a sudden now, look at this touchdown-saving tackle. So even though he was out of position, he didn't stop. He made the play and saved a touchdown.
Rondell Neely on the return of the kickoff. He gets collared as he crosses the 25-yard line.
I think Clifton White tonight is a big part of this effort in the second quarter, second half, stopping Auburn, because we talked about Chris Beard, the starter's not here. Adrian talked about Terrence O'Brien hurt. Now you're down to your third guy. It's Clifton White. He gets out of position, still makes a big tackle, and he's done wonders for that LSU defense. Give him credit.
Safety creeps up. They roll the pocket the other direction. Tyler's pass. He's caught out of bounds. Linesman right there says, Larry Foster, you were out of bounds. 5:44 to play, third quarter.
That was pass incomplete. Intended for Larry Foster.
You know, the coaches going to the practice field on Thursday talked about the kind of oppressive heat they've had here in Baton Rouge. They said it's been tough on the players and also the coaches themselves. And I mean, it was really hot on Thursday. I'm really glad we got the breeze tonight. The second half is moving a little quicker, but I tell you, this is tough weather to play football in, Mike.
What breeze?
Oh, my. There's not much. You're right. Second and 10. Tyler asking his receivers, help me out. Runs into his own lineman and is going to go down. Jeff Dunlap will get credit for the sack. He was running for his life, telling somebody ad-lib and do it quickly, but Foster had no place to go.
Well, you take a play out of the playbook here. All of a sudden, Tyler came out. He was going to try to throw the ball out here to Larry Foster, but watch number 13, Antoine Nolan. He sits on the route. He's going to break on the route. He's got an interception. So all of a sudden now Tyler's moving, and you're right, none of the other receivers are coming to him, but he's going to be sacked. But a good decision not to throw that football.
And look at Dunlap. He doesn't stop. He missed him once, came back and made the tackle. Tyler hit and knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Washington and Jeff Dunlap combining on the stop. And the LSU Tigers out of bounds. They'll have to punt it away.
Another good series again by Auburn's defense. Not tested by Cecil Ladiso that series, but up to the challenge of Herb Tyler trying to throw the football.
Sixth punt of the night by Kessler. Another dandy. Wow, this may be the best one of the night. Cooper all the way back to the 22-yard line, and he is stopped after a gain of only about 5 or 6 yards. 55 yards, the missile launched by this gentleman right here, Kessler. Timeout on the field, Auburn by 3.
It's fix-up time at your home. Go where the pros go. John Lee Paint Center. At John Lee, quality and service are the rule, and that's something you don't get at the big chain stores. If you need advice on coordinating colors and wall coverings, a John Lee decorator can come to your house. Of course, John Lee carries only the best paint brands at prices that compete with the big discount houses. We're hometown folks that grew up in the business. Call or come by today. John Lee Paint Center on Coliseum Boulevard.
Coach, got a little gift for you from Great Southern Wood.
Oh, Jimmy, you and that yellow.
Well, that means our wood is clean and straight and backed by a lifetime guarantee.
Well, here, hold on to it for me.
I got it.
The pass is out of bounds.
Need a ball.
26 yards. The snap. What? A flag on the play? No, it's a yellow ball. And the quarterback's been sacked for a 10-yard loss. What a tough break for Terry Bowden. The quarterback.
So remember, if you don't see Osmos on the yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it.
MLS sharpshooters gear up for the playoffs when Roy Lassiter leads the Mutiny into D.C. for a showdown against Jaime Moreno and United. Tampa Bay versus D.C. United. Tomorrow at 1. MLS on ESPN.
This is the playoffs, man. Stolen bases. I'm worried about stolen bats. Playing through a slump. Try playing through puberty. It's gonna be tough going back to gym class after the summer in the bigs.
Now the deserved rest in the sideline. Herb Tyler, Tyrone Frazier, and of course Larry Foster sitting there talking over that last series. And probably when you look at the numbers in the second half, Collins has carried the ball only 6 times for 21 yards. I think we'll see a lot more of him running the football in the second half, won't you?
I'll tell you, if I had him, he'd run it and run it and run it. He'd have to go over and get an IV and go back out and run it again, because when he runs it, when he touches that ball, he makes things happen.
When you look at LSU scoring drives, 6 plays, 81 yards, 5 plays, 74, 5 plays, 85. All of those drives except one taking under 2 minutes. They've had the big plays, and they've all been running plays. To the right side, takes it to the 31. Joe Wesley defensively.
Yeah,
sorry.
Both defenses have really stiffened against the run.
Sutton in the ball game. He's a replacement for Kenny Mixon.
And you keep your eye on him, Ron, because they're bringing him in for the pass rush.
He's
a
right.
designated guy to rush the passer, number 90.
Mixon tougher against the run. And that's exactly what Carl said, that Sutton is the much tougher guy against the pass. Pass complete to Karsten Bailey. And that's Donaldson who's there to make the tackle.
Was a good zip on that ball by Damian Craig. Little outright route to Karsten Bailey. Sets up a big call here. You don't want to put your defense back on the field this quick. You want a couple first downs. You give them a spell to win this field position battle.
Interesting, Mixon is still in the ball game. They've got number 90 Sutton over on the left side, replacing Miller. So it's 3rd down, and Auburn needs about 4 yards for the first. They lead it 24-21.
Hicks 4 again versus Clifton White.
Right over the middle, Goodson, he's got it. 45 to the 50, and the first down is Twilley. Finally makes the tackle, but it's good for 15 yards.
Again, man coverage by LSU. Troy Twilley, number 15, crossing routes again. Anytime you get somebody in man coverage, you want to start crossing those wide receivers, bringing them inside. Tyrone Goodson with a catch and the first down. Anytime you catch anybody in man coverage, Ron, just start. It's like basketball. You start picking. Just start crossing, get guys running into each other.
First down for the Auburn Tigers. Craig, pressure up the middle, gets by one tackler. Now to the outside. He has 5, will have 10, and counted off as a total of about 13 yards. And Cliff Robinson is the man who threw that devastating block that you saw at the end of the run.
Well, Ron, let me tell you something. There was a mismatch right here, okay? Right here, Hicks poor against number 9. Been watching it all the time. Look at him. Now, he has got him beat. He's way down the field, but the rush kept Damian Craig from getting that football to him.
Now watch this block coming up by Robinson in the left of the screen.
That's the one you don't want to get caught counting your money as you're running down the football field.
Rayon Hill is the man that he tagged right there.
And this is the playmaker for Auburn right here, number 16, Damian Craig. He's got to get it done.
Going to go on top, far sideline. The race incomplete. Cliff Robinson is the man that he wanted, and you see both players just stopping to catch their breath. And Adrian Karsten will do the same thing as we check in with you.
Ron, that defensive line for LSU may not be getting to Damian Craig absolutely every play, but the past couple of series they're doing a much better job putting pressure on him. Probably, I think, because of a very simple tool they've installed on their practice field. They actually painted in white paint the pass rush lanes, the lines that they need to stay inside of if they're going to get pressure on Damian Craig. It's all part of this intimidation factor that Chuck Wiley wanted to initiate here. He says he's 6'1". If we can get in his face, we'll do so, because even for a split second, if we see those pass rush lanes in our minds that we've worked with all week long, that's going to help us get to him.
Adrian, that's a good point, because what they did in practice was painted lines just to give their defensive players a mental picture that they did not want Damian Craig outside.
Yeah.
So don't bust your lane and come inside and let him outside. And so far they've been successful keeping him in the tackle box.
You know, the really frustrating thing for the defensive coaches as they continue to work on Cedric Donaldson across the way is the fact that last play they got the pressure, could have had a touchdown had he had time to throw. But inside, the 7 folks in the box did the job. But then the ability of Craig, it shows you have to defend all 11 with a quarterback like him.
Well, you go back. The reason I like Damian Craig as a quarterback, he's proven. He won 2 state championships at Blount High School. Ben Harris, his high school coach, an outstanding coach. He's a winner. He's going to find a way to win for your football team.
So Donaldson comes to the sideline. We'll keep an eye on him and see how quickly he comes back.
Ron, they got 4 wide receivers, so look for some crossing routes here.
2nd and 10. Wanted to run the option, and it is dropped by Cooper. No place to run. He just gets out of bounds. That was the safest area. Joe Wesley pushes him out.
Well, they tried to spread out the LSU defense. Damian Craig not happy with his play there. Felt like maybe he probably pushed it out ahead of Marquise Cooper a little bit, but that's like a pass. If you can get him outside, get him in space.
So Dillard checks into the lineup. Also Karsten Bailey, the junior out of Sharpsburg, Georgia. 2:10 left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down, and they need to take it just inside the 28 of LSU. Pressure, and he's going down. Finney Mixon got him.
Adrian's talking about the lines on the field. That's the payoff of the lines on the field. Everybody staying in their rush lane, not allowing Damian Craig outside. Force him up. He's 6', 6'1". Make him find a throwing lane up inside. Don't give him one outside. That's exactly, that paid off what they did in practice last week.
See the clock running down to 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the 3rd as Holmes to kick his 6th time tonight. Back deep, Larry Foster. Very high kick. Not going to turn over, so Foster has to deal with the fair catch, and he makes it at the 14. Well, college football next Saturday at ESPN, 12:30 Eastern. The Wildcats of Northwestern take on the Boilermakers of Purdue in a Big Ten clash. Then at 7:30 for the ACC, number 15 Clemson takes on Georgia Tech. All next Saturday right here on ESPN, your home for college football. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Karsten coming to you from a jam-packed and very warm and humid Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Pitch back comes on the running play. Mealy is going to take it for a gain of a couple as Quentin Reese is there on the stop.
You talked earlier about the heat. This is important, this drive for LSU. Their defense has been on the field. They need to at least get a first down and try to get some field position here. They cannot afford to put their defense 3 plays and back on this field.
Nemesis Bates, number 33, a sophomore out of New Orleans, checks into the lineup as a wide receiver. Great name for a wide receiver. Nemesis. They go with the draw play. Meader tries to get it outside, and he does at the 20. At the 25, and he's going to have the LSU first down. Marcus Washington forced him out of bounds. But he'll move the chains.
Brad Ware just didn't take the right angle, and he got beat outside. The speed again of alternating tailbacks. You get tailback rested, and then Rondell Mealy comes in and shows you a little speed, a little kick outside. There's Brad Ware just getting out and run to the outside for the first down.
Now you see Mealy is over 100 yards now. Look at that average, 13.1 per carry. With the play action, Tyler's pass threw it a little low. It was nice coverage, though, on the part of Brad Ware, number 27, who was all over the play. Pass intended for Foster.
Usually fans get upset when you run the ball too much. We're getting upset here because maybe they're passing a little bit too much. But you got to have mix.
Yep, they want to see Cecil.
Yep.
15 seconds left in the third quarter.
This is chess match between these two coaching staffs. In this football, both football teams, they don't want to give in. They don't want to give in to the heat. They don't want to give in to the opponent.
Pitch back comes to Meader. Gets the block you can see from his fullback Banks. And has about 5 yards in the play. It'll be 3rd down and 5. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 2 seconds and down to 1. So let's take a timeout as we head to the final 15. The Auburn Tigers 24. The LSU Tigers 21.
State Farm presents Rules of the Game.
We're talking about illegal motion. In this play, the running back moves forward before the ball is snapped. What is the ruling?
A lot of what I do goes on behind the scenes. You know, most people aren't exactly on a first-name basis with their State Farm claim representative. They know their agent, but they probably don't know that their agent has a partner, that we're a team, that we've worked on hundreds of claims together. But people take notice when a claim is handled promptly, and you won't get too many complaints if you just treat them fair, because that's when people appreciate what we do and who they're insured with.
Today, we're talking about illegal motion. In this play, the running back moves forward before the ball is snapped. Penalty, 5 yards from the previous spot.
Rules of the Game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Horsepower Isuzu Rodeo, completely reinvented to ignore boundaries.
Guess which burger chain just beat McDonald's for the 2nd year in a row in a national consumer survey? The same people that beat out Burger King. Who do people rank higher than McDonald's and Burger King? For the 2nd year in a row, Sonic outscored them both for food quality, menu variety, and service. Sonic makes everything fresh to order, then serves it up fast and in person. So break away from the ordinary and drive into America's choice.
Sonic, driving for a change.
Fenwick, where were you yesterday? Didn't you get my page?
Sorry, I was out of range. Airplane.
Didn't you get my page?
I was out of range. Tunnels.
Didn't you get my page?
Out of range? Subway.
Introducing Skyward Plus Guaranteed Messaging from SkyTel, the first paging service that stores your messages when you go out of range and automatically delivers them when you get back.
Let me guess. Alien abduction.
How'd you know?
So get Skyward Plus from SkyTel and get the message guaranteed.
Damian Craig one of the guiding forces in this ball game for the Auburn Tigers. But as you can see, LSU pumped over their defensive efforts as well as LSU. And that really, the story in the third quarter, the field goal, the only story. First downs are even at 13 apiece. Tyler fakes it, now going to run it. 35 and across the 40-yard line. That's an LSU first down. Ricky Neal got him, but it is enough for the first as Tyler comes away minus his headgear. And he's asking for a new chin strap.
Well, when you look at statistics, of course, they lie sometimes because the final result is you want to win. But LSU's up until that play has gained 276 rushing yards. Auburn's had just 50. So a definite advantage running the football for LSU.
Sparacino has had to come in because they could not get that chin strap adjusted. So Bryant, a 6'2", 190-pound senior, comes in to run the ball, hands it off to Cecil, and Cecil's off and running across the 50 and has a first down with an 11-yard gain. And Faneca with the block.
I believe that Adrian could go in there and hand off to Cecil right there.
Not so fast, my friend.
See, now you got to remember now, he's been sitting for a while, so he's rested now, the Diesel. He's fully gassed up, and he's ready to make something happen on this drive.
Cecil Collins, sophomore out of Leesville, Louisiana. Was Tyler, a senior out of New Orleans. Nothing to the right, so he takes it to the left. That's going to be a gain of about 6. And Adrian Karsten, we check in with you again.
He's back at quarterback for the Tigers.
Perry, Al Faneca and Adam Perry, the two offensive guards with the seniority here. Perry, of course, the captain, had lunch with these guys yesterday, Ron, and they said this is the kind of situation they were after. They've been through the heat. They've lost 10, 12 pounds in practice, but they wanted to be this close coming into this game because then they thought they could take control.
Collins breaks it up the middle, and he will score. 42 yards.
I had Cecil Collins. It'd be Cecil right and Cecil left.
Wonder how long it's going to take this stadium to be filled with 34 jerseys. Not very, maybe next week for the Akron game. Extra point is good. Let's take a timeout. LSU 28, Auburn 24. As you look at Cecil Collins, 2 weeks in a row, you give him the football and he just runs wild.
Horsepower Isuzu Rodeo, completely reinvented to ignore boundaries.
Inside your car's fuel system lurk dark forces that can spread their dirt and filth. So if you have a dirty fuel system, use STP Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Dirt has met its match. STP Complete Fuel System Cleaner.
The aluminum in your car radiator is as thin as this sheet, and it's the only thing between you and a breakdown. But Prestone Antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming a zone of protection against corrosion and temperature extremes. Protect your car in the Prestone Zone.
Adjustable rear suspension, 600cc, fully automatic transmission. Grizzly by Yamaha, the ultimate ATV.
ESPN's presentation of college football, Auburn versus LSU, is brought to you by Yamaha. See your Yamaha dealer for a look at our full line of rugged, reliable ATVs. And by Isuzu. Well, as you can imagine, this place is rocking. They're doing a little Cecil shuffle as he's done the same thing in the Auburn Tigers. Wow, what a night. 221 yards and 2 touchdowns for Cecil Collins. Cooper 8 yards deep, and he goes down on the knee, which is the smart thing right now.
Ron, a good block by Alan Faneca. Adrian was talking about taking them out to eat. Well, whatever they were fed, they're blocking well tonight here on Charles Dorsey. And Vince Lombardi once said, if you can run the football, you can break the spirit of the opponent. Let's see now if the spirit of Auburn is challenged right here. I believe Cecil could be elected president of the student body tonight.
I don't disagree with you. Telly Embry comes in, the redshirt freshman out of Sylacauga, Alabama. He's blocking for Craig. Backside pressure, he goes down. And again, it is Anthony McFarland, the junior out of Winsboro, Louisiana.
4-man rush. Anthony McFarland getting by and really crawling on his knees to make this tackle. Going to see this effort by Anthony McFarland. Beats the block. Now watch him. He's on his knees crawling to get to Damian Craig. Nothing open. Good coverage in the secondary. Again, you've got to give credit to Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator. He has patched up the defense tonight without some of his key performers.
7 tackles for Anthony McFarland. Damian Craig, here comes a blitz. They pick it up. No, they do not. Joe Wesley will get it. And this place has absolutely gone wild.
Ron, we said it at the start. You have to keep Damian Craig inside the box. Keep him inside the tackle box and make him find the throwing lane. And that's what LSU's doing.
Holding call against Auburn. This will be turned down. The difficult thing for Damian Craig as he, I'm sorry.
I'll just say, keep him inside the tackle box. Don't let him roll out. And there's the pressure, and they kept him inside, made the tackle.
Now, the penalty is declined, and the tough thing I was about to say, Mike, they have backed up right in front of the student section. That's what you're looking at. It is terribly noisy at that end of the field. So Damian is going under center. And he fumbled the snap as flags come down.
Remember now, he's got and the center's doing a nice job, T.J. Dunnigan, but he's a tight end defensive lineman that's been forced into the beginning of the season playing the center position because of injuries.
Ball before the snap. Ball start. On the offense. That's the distance. So third down.
Just what Terry Bowden told Adrian coming out to start the third quarter, that this stadium might be worth 2 touchdowns to the home team. And I'll tell you, this right here, again, the noise has really disrupted what's going on for Auburn.
And here's the problem. You've got to be able to get a couple more yards out there. You want to give your punter a chance to punt the football. So you've got to come up with something here.
Straight ahead with the handoff, and Beasley, always Mr. Steady, will take it. And now here comes a late flag. And I don't know if it's going to be against Goodson or against Donaldson for LSU.
Well, Donaldson's clapping, so I think it would probably go against Auburn.
Personal foul, Auburn. Post play.
And now, Ron, you lost all the yards Fred Beasley just picked up, and your punter's in a hole.
You can see the bottom of the screen. The chicken fighting continued. And then Goodson butted him.
It's a senior, Ron. Tyrone Goodson. You can't make those mistakes.
Foster, the deep man. If you're LSU, do you come after the punter, or do you have to return it?
I return the football. I want good field position here, and I want to get Foster some blocking.
And that's exactly what they've done, Mike. driving spiral. This young man has been outstanding tonight. Foster all the way back. He's retreated to the 35-yard line and now turns it upfield, and they will make the tackle at the 45. 55 yards on that kick.
Ron, that's a big kick right there.
Oh.
By that guy, Jared Holmes. Now, he bailed his team out. There, now it's got to be the defense turn it over.
Haven Fields with an outstanding job downfield to make the tackle right here, 54.
Let's say the tailback's going to carry the ball here. What do you think? Cecil's off to the side, but we've got Rondell Mealy.
Mealy to the right side. Fullback in front, going to go for 4.
This reminds me of Southern Cal when they used to have all those great backs. They just tailback right, toss left, power up inside. And this is a team that's a strong running football team. And I'm a firm believer. You run the football, you win. You stop the run, you win. And this LSU team has all these particles.
Brumbaugh shaken up, limped off the field. We'll try to find out exactly what happened to him. Again, here's the tailback, Mealy. Up into the line of scrimmage. Spikes along with 25, Martavius Houston on the tackle. Short of the first down.
Ron, I don't want to tell you this, but coming on the field is the Diesel. Got a little gas in him, too. 3rd and short. What's some chances of him carrying this football?
Now, let's see. Well, my pick is Cecil.
I think everybody in the stadium figures he's going to get this football. Now, they're being foolish, but I think everybody figures that number 34 is going to have his hands on the ball.
No, play action to it. Pass incomplete. There are some scattered boos from the crowd. They wanted to see College carry the football.
And they're going to have to punt this football. So Cecil was a decoy that play.
Might need to put an asterisk by that. Seriously,
right.
in this field position, a first down, because the clock is down to 10. They take it down to at least 7, even if they go 3 downs or 3 more downs.
And that punt by Holmes, because he bailed Auburn out.
So Cooper is back deep. Angles it for the sidelines. Let's see if Kessler can get it. Nope, this one's going to go deep in the end zone. 2 outstanding punting exhibitions here tonight. 48 yards on that one, so let's take a timeout. LSU by 4.
Excuse me, is the seat taken?
With the power of new Visa Platinum, you can rent a villa in St. Bart's, while away the long tropical days, sharing Coquille Saint-Jacques with Nastasia Kinski. Of course, you're fired. You'd lose your job. You hate Coquille Saint-Jacques, and Nastasia is actually dating a European kickboxer called
Serge.
But with the exceptional purchase power of the new Visa Platinum card, isn't it really nice to know you could? Visa Platinum, it's everywhere you want to be.
Had a great practice today. I know you guys are hungry, but this new big king gave me an idea for a new play. So listen up. Quarterback takes off tackle, flips the ball, the guard pulls, we hand off to the wingback. Wingback is up the gut for a touchdown. Any questions?
Coach, can I eat my blocker now?
The new Big King from Burger King, flame broiled with 75% more beef. It's like a Big Mac, except it's bigger and tastes better. And right now, you can get one for just 99 cents.
Got any more new plays, Coach?
Go farther. Go farther. 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 The completely reinvented 205 horsepower Isuzu Rodeo. Too far.
Thursday night, the Wolfpack are on the hunt in Deacon Country. North Carolina State Wake Forest, Thursday night at 8, only on ESPN.
LSU on top 28-24, and coming up tomorrow for you tennis buffs, Davis Cup action continues on ESPN. The U.S. up 2-1 after today's doubles defeat against Australia, and the matches for tomorrow are Sampras against Rafter. The U.S. Open champion Chang will take on Philippoussis. The U.S. lost in doubles today to the Woodies, 3-1. Craig with the draw play. breaks a tackle in the backfield, up the sideline and close to the first down as Cummings is there to make the tackle on Pennington.
He showed speed. Now here's Auburn's idea of bringing in the third tailback, Kincaid Pennington. He's fresh. He's able to get outside the LSU defense, pick up good yardage. Show a little quickness.
Well, Auburn with 10 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the ball game. You got a lot of possessions left, a lot of time to work with. But a little running game right here might be exactly what the doctor ordered.
Well, it's a waste down, too. You might want to take a chance on trying to even this, try to get a big score here. Try to pick up first down.
Right up the middle, same man. Pennington, Kincaid Pennington out for the first down at the 40-yard line.
Seen some good running backs tonight. Both teams led by the Diesel.
Look at the rushing yardage. LSU 352. Two backs over 100. Cecil Collins over 200. Auburn with a total of 60 rushing yards. Chuck Wiley into his defensive stance on 1st and 10. Pennington hit in the backfield by Charles Smith coming from the linebacker spot, and he tackles him for a 3-yard loss.
Big play forcing now Auburn into throwing and have to now go to 4 receivers. Here's number 35, Charles Smith, just slipping the block of the guard, coming inside and making that tackle on Pennington. Now let's see if they go back to the crossing route. 4 receivers in the game. Hicks Poor is against number 9, Clifton White. Let's see what happens.
Craig delivers it, and incomplete. Had to wait for a moment as Roman broke on the ball and couldn't tell he had a shot at making the interception, but it was low.
Too deep coverage now. Linebacker underneath, man on Hicks Poor. Clifton White, they're working on number 9, the outside backer on a corner route. Hicks Poor gets off the line of scrimmage. Now he breaks to the outside. He's open, but now here comes a safety in late. He's open. They just didn't get him the football soon enough. There's a safety breaking on to try to help the linebacker, Clifton White.
3rd down. Line to make is the 50. Craig has it complete. Goodson scoops it up and makes the first down catch. And here we go again. 9 minutes left in our ball game.
Winners make plays on both sides. Tyrone Goodson with a good scoop catch against Troy Twilley. And Damian Craig staying in that pocket. Jerry DiNardo out in the field trying to get that pass to be incomplete. He's saying it hit the ground. I don't know how you can reverse that now. Let's take a look at Damian Craig standing up in that pocket.
The officials just huddled again. And let's see.
I think he made the catch.
I do too. Ron Gilbert, after the huddling of his officiating team, came out and gave the cradle sign saying he caught.
I'm marking this crew down as a good job tonight. I take back all I said in the early part of this game, which I didn't say anything bad.
No, you did. You said what you thought had happened. But they reversed that call.
Which is good.
1st and 10. Pitch goes to Rusty Williams. Boy, he gets tagged by McFarland. You could see his head rock back, and also 59, Kenny Mixon is there.
Well, he's a force inside, number 94, Anthony McFarland. I remember Gil Brandt telling me 2 years ago he saw an LSU game, the former Dallas Cowboy personnel director, and he said this guy is a special defensive lineman. He keeps his pad under pad and makes plays. Now you look at him, he's only 6'1", but he's got a bright future. I think he can play on the next level also.
About to go under 8 minutes in our ball game. LSU 28, Auburn 24. Craig swings it out, got Beasley. breaks the tackle, still on his feet, and he's down to the 31-yard line. How good a second and third effort were those two moves? It is good enough for the Auburn first down.
Great effort. Rodney Allison, the offensive coordinator, said he can be the best fullback in the country. Remember now, he's a former tailback. He was recruited as a tailback. Damian Craig with the right pass here. Now watch the effort that you were talking about, Ron. Here's the contact, a little spin, keep his legs moving, picks up additional yardage.
And the first down.
And the first down.
As all of a sudden, this clock is really going to become a big factor, Mike. It is moving quickly now. We're at the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. 8th play of the drive by Auburn. Curry, he just got it off. Craig drills the pass complete over the middle to Eric Lowe.
You know, we go back again, and you give credit now to Rick Prickett and the offensive line because they are protecting Damian Craig. We saw it take some hits early in the ball game. Maybe because they've thrown so much tonight, this defensive front is a little bit tired. Damian Craig sitting in that pocket, finding the open receiver, Eric Lowe, in front of Chris Cummins.
You could also see them driving McLeod, number 43, the tight end, straight down the field, making sure he was respected. He caught a big pass back in the last quarter. Craig for the end zone. Got a man, and he dropped the football, or was it tipped? Donaldson was over there to get a hand on the pass intended for Lowe.
Well, if he did tip it, Cedric Donaldson just saved this lead. Damian Craig, again, another good job by the defense of LSU, not allowing him outside. Made him pull up and throw the football.
Maybe a little quicker than he wanted to.
Can he mix and stop him?
He does. He got just a little bit of that football, I believe.
Here comes the 4 receivers in. Go back to that play now where LSU had the ball on the 50-yard line and got stopped in that 3rd and 2 and had to punt. Auburn now back down here knocking to try to get the lead.
Craig 18 of 35, 273 yards and 2 touchdowns. Blitz. Caught it out of bounds. Hicks Poor made the catch, and he caught it out of bounds.
No doubt, he was out of bounds, but Damian Craig got outside, had a chance for a big play to Hicks Poor.
Miller is the man that was putting on the pressure. And he just missed him.
And Damian Craig outside, dangerous now. Threw a little bit too late, got it outside a little bit. Good call.
His foot came down, but it was on the line, and Auburn has called a timeout before this 3rd down play. You see that official moving right in position to see, was he on the line, out of bounds, or what? He was on the line. We'll be right back.
Save $300 on this oak computer desk by Riverside.
Check Chambers and save $600 on this solid cherry dining room soup by Kincaid.
Save $400 on this Hooker Entertainment Center.
I check Chambers and save.
Check Chambers and save $300 on this reclining sofa by Brookline.
Check and save $150 on these mahogany tables by Lane.
Save $500 on this Victorian-style bedroom suite by Lexington.
Or save $400 on this bedroom suite group by Broyhill.
Check Chambers.
Everybody saves at Chambers Furniture.
I check Chambers and save.
Get America's best Chrysler products, get great Plymouth products, and get Central Alabama's biggest lineup of Jeep and Eagle products.
Get it at Royal.
And remember, at Royal, you get a locally owned hometown dealership where people make the difference. A dealership committed to the community.
Get it at Royal.
Get good old family values on all new and used products from Royal, Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep, and Eagle.
See a lot of college football? One plan. Get cloned. Get tickets and hit the road. Here's a better game plan.
ESPN Game Plan.
Every week, college football games from conferences you can't normally see. Sent right to you.
The ESPN Game Plan. It can't be duplicated.
Check Friday's USA Today for Saturday's game plan. To order any of these great college football games, call your cable company or DirecTV.
28-24 LSU. And talk about the game of football. It'd be a game of inches just like anything else. Watch this right here. Hicks Poor is open, but watch his foot. It comes down on the sideline right there. That means no touchdown.
sure the coaches from the sideline have told LSU, do not allow Damian Craig outside to run this football. He can pick this 10 yards up with his feet.
He did against Virginia and scored a touchdown. Crowd is on their feet. LSU by 4. It is 3rd and 10.
Got what they want with Hicks core.
Right over the middle, Karsten Bailey lost the football. Incomplete as he got hit by Rayon Hill.
Now, Ron, tough decision for Terry Bowden. I think he kicked field goal without a doubt, yeah. Because there's still 6:29 on the clock. You got your 2 timeouts left. But I believe now we'll see the Cecil. It's Cecil time here with 6:29 to go on the clock.
If we don't, I think you will hear a hearty chorus of boos from this crowd. Holmes to attempt the field goal. This one will be placed down, they're going to say, at the 24, so it's a 34-yard attempt. He missed it. Wide left. The amazing thing about this football game, Terry Bowden's football team came in here, and I mean absolutely silenced this crowd if you missed the first part of the game. They went out 14-0. Could have made it 21 when Spikes had an interception, and they came right back and turned it over inside the 10-yard line. But this place was a silent house. But more and more, the running game came on, and Collins silenced the Auburn crowd.
Yeah, right here's the guy that did it all. Now, Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator, knows they're going to give him the football. Now, and watch the Auburn safeties. They'll be cheating up to try to get 8, 9 people to tackle the Cecil the Diesel. Look at that. 2:26. I said earlier, if they don't stop the run, they can't win this game.
Well, the record held by Falk at 2:46, and it's definitely in danger here tonight. Collins again puts the head down to just what Mike suggested. There are a lot of blue jerseys in the box. Yeah, now it's 3rd down.
You practice this, Ron. You practice the last part of the ball game when you got to lead and you've got to run against 9 people. And you practice this. This is Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator, right here. He's going to have everybody he can get up there with football. This is 3rd and 2 now. They had a 3rd and 2 a little while ago and ran a play action pass, but I just got to figure it's none other than
Cecil.
He'll hit his horn, and here he goes.
Yep, that's it. Nothing to the right side. Fights it to the left. He has the first down. Ricky Neal holding on, but that's a nice second effort by the young man.
Yeah. He's special. Seen a lot of great tailbacks. This guy is right there with him. Remarkable effort tonight against a very good defensive football team.
Nemesis Bates, who has a touchdown pass in the ballgame, comes in at wide receiver. As you look at Falk on the sideline, why is he not playing? Hamstring injury. Collins, nothing there. Nice job by Dorsey. Charles Dorsey said, hey, I'm going to stop the cheering of this crowd. You're not going to break a record on my defense on this play.
Good effort.
And you can see him tapping his chest. Collins is tired.
No, I think what he's saying there is I made a bad cut. I tried to stop, and I tried to cut it back, and I should have just roared up the football field, and I gave them a chance to stop me. I think that's what he was saying there. Give me the ball again, and I won't make that cut. I'm just going to roar. I'm going to put my 4 tires down, and I'm ready to go.
Let's see if he can amend his bad. He gets the pitch, gets a block on the outside, he puts a head down, and he's across the 35. Tyler with the block to let him turn the corner. We got a flag down at the 30, and Collins is limping.
And this may be a time you bring, although I don't, like I said, he'd have IVs in him before I take him out. This may be a time you bring Mealy in, or get a little speed in the ball game now, a little fresh back. Look at Cecil.
You have to wonder if that's a lick or a cramp.
Got a dent in his truck. Look, he just lowers it. Woo! Oh, Martavius Houston. That license plate.
Illegal motion, 5 yards marked off against LSU.
And Martavius Houston is an outstanding running back, or defensive back.
Collins out for the moment. Neely to the right side. Boy, what a 1-2 combination. And their best guy, they're all Americans on the sideline. Adrian, let's check in with you.
Well, your thought was exactly right, Ron and Mike. Just a cramp. He should be going back in here in the next play or two. But I'll tell you, he's so happy to smile pointed toward Measley, or Neely rather. So he's comfortable to have him in there in the game as well. So just a cramp. He should be back short.
Auburn's got 2 timeouts, Ron. They've got to stop this clock, too. They've got to. This is the biggest play of this ball game right here. They need to stop this attack right now.
3rd down, and now a timeout has been called by LSU. So let's take a break. Timeout on the field. LSU 28, Auburn 24. We'll come right back after this message.
Horsepower Isuzu Rodeo, completely reinvented to ignore boundaries.
So I pull into this gas station.
Oh, classic oversqueeze. Watch this. Release the hounds. Perfect pump.
2037.
Even at the gas station, you can do more with the American Express card.
Something big has happened. 1-800-COLLECT has once again revolutionized collect calling. Introducing 10 cents a minute collect calling from 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute for collect calls every evening and all weekend long. Bigger savings for everyone in America. Whoever thought collect calling could be so cheap? 10 cents a minute from 1-800-COLLECT. Who else?
28-24, LSU leads, and here is the situation. It is 3rd down and a long 5 for the LSU Tigers. Now, keep in mind, in the West race in the Southeastern Conference, Alabama was shocked today in Tuscaloosa. This game is really huge for both teams. Whoever wins it has an outstanding chance of heading on to win the West, or they at least are a front runner.
Without a doubt, Ron, if I was LSU, I'd spread them out and I'd put the ball in Mealy's hands here. Try to run for this 1st down. Auburn needs a stop. They still have 2 timeouts.
Well, they faked the run. Tyler going to run it, and he missed it. He is at the 40-yard line. They're a yard short, and Martavius Houston knocked him out of bounds.
Auburn's still going to get one more shot. And again, they have 2 timeouts with 3:20.
The tough thing about the play also, not only did Auburn stop him, he ran out of bounds, which was really not smart.
Good point. And they used a timeout to stop the clock, LSU. Then the quarterback runs out of bounds, so you still have an eternity of time here, 3:20 on the clock.
And this guy right here, you better not relax and say, hey, we're leading, because you might not be leading for long with what Cooper can do. Another great kick. Wow. Good heavens, what a job. His ball is going to go into the end zone, and he kicked it back at like the 30. It is officially a 62-yard boot. Well, next Saturday, a college football tripleheader on ESPN2 at 12:30 Eastern. The number 13 Iowa Hawkeyes battle the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Then at 6 o'clock, Cincinnati Bearcats travel east to face Boston College, followed by the Aztecs of San Diego State taking on Air Force out in the WEC. All of the action next Saturday on the Deuce, ESPN2. Boy, what a fun ball game. Tough for either club to lose because both have played so well in so many areas.
Hard fought and well coached on both sides.
Craig's pass, he's got him. Hicks poor across the 40, lost the football out of bounds. 22 yards on the reception. And I'll bet you Terry Bowden's heart stopped there for a moment, as did this gentleman.
Now LSU's made an adjustment. Now they've moved number 48, Joe Wesley, a linebacker, on Hicks Poor. Here he is right here. That's a linebacker chasing Hicks Poor with a safety behind him. Good catch. Tried to strip it.
21-yard reception.
So the ball spotted at the 41-yard line. That's where he lost it. Poor now, 4 catches, 84 yards, and of course 1 touchdown back in the first half. Stunt inside, but Auburn picks it up. Craig's pass got him complete at the 45-yard line of LSU. That's good for the first down as Tyrone Goodson came back and made the catch. 14 yards. Let's check in with Adrian Karsten.
Ron, it has been so loud down here, particularly the last 3 series into the student section where Auburn has been. It's been impossible to communicate verbally. But the problem has been when the hand signals become so important, they're really fouled up both offensively and defensively. They were getting the wrong calls in. It appears now they got things straightened away as the noise comes up again, Ron.
Well, I can't see anybody sitting right now. Craig chased from behind, got it away complete. Markeith Cooper, it was Wiley who was hot on the tail of Damian Craig and made him get rid of it. And let's see, that play is going to go to, what, the 40-yard line, I think is where they have spotted it, just inside the 40.
Yeah, and it's a good pickup. 6 yards, puts you in 2nd and 4.
Now watch Wiley from behind, Mike. Good pressure.
Damian Craig just barely got that ball away.
So they spotted at the 39. 2nd down.
Ron, because they don't feel like that Auburn's going to run the football, they brought another defensive back, Fred Booker, in. He's number 40. Now they've got their back to Clifton White, number 9 on Hicks Poor.
2:17 to play in the ballgame. LSU by 4. Craig gets outside the pocket this time, drills his pass, and it is incomplete and almost intercepted by Mark Roman. Goodson, the intended receiver.
Threw across his body and just couldn't get enough on the football. Had an open receiver in Tyrone Goodson, but he was running to the left and he had to throw across his body. Damian Craig rolling out. This is a set rollout to get him outside, but he can't get turned enough to get enough on that football. Good play by Mark Roman.
It is 3rd down, and the line to make is the 35.5-yard line.
Yeah, Ron,
how big is that missed field goal attempt just a moment ago?
Big, because now you got to go for it in 4-down territory.
Got to go for the touchdown. You got to make it 4 down. You're exactly right. Blitz right up the middle, coming clear. Got a man open. It's Goodson. 30, 25, and he goes out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. A 19-yard gain. And all of a sudden, 80,000 plus just go silent.
Well, you had a blitz on. Carl Reese trying to get to him. You see the linebacker, 48, Joe Wesley. Nobody on Tyrone Goodson, number 83 on the crossing route, man coverage. Had to be a bust in coverage.
Cooper goes out. They get Dillard, the tight end, into the ballgame. And also Beasley, number 23, who is a very good short-handed receiver. Look for him as possibly the safety valve swinging out of the backfield somehow.
May not be a bad down for a run, too, to try to sneak it through. Let's see what they do.
Now there are flags and whistles everywhere. And again, that noise, a problem for Auburn on the snap count.
I think it's going to be 1st and 15.
Ball before the snap. Ball start. On the offense, 5-yard penalty, no 1st down.
Communication so key in this ball game, both sides, offensively and defense. Communicating the play, communicating the cadence, communicating the defense, the movement you want. A little movement on the left side of the line.
Terry Bowden, nervous as can be. 2 minutes left. 1st down and 15 for his
He told you he expected a 4-quarter ball game.
He really did.
And he said, I'm just going to go to the wire.
Well, Auburn has driven 54 yards in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Craig, far sideline, drills the pass, overthrown. Goodson, the intended receiver. That was Roman with the cover. In fact, that was what? Well, I guess it was a 3-man route. They had Karsten Bailey in the flat. Deep was Hicks poor, but he was covered.
You talk to your team and about these situations that you got to sell out. There's 1 minute 55 seconds to go. You look at the defensive linemen. They're tired. The offensive linemen are tired, but you've got to find effort enough to make a play here. 2 fresh wide receivers for Auburn in the game. Eric Lowe, number 8. He goes to the top of your screen, and Clifton Robinson, the speedster, at the bottom of your screen. Here comes the blitz. Craig gets outside, drills the pass, and it's overthrown. And now a late flag. Mark Roman with the cover on Lowe. Pass interference, LSU. Oh, that's big because it gives them a new set of downs. Damian Craig just trying to get that football out. Karsten Bailey. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't see.
It's hard to play. The left hand, you couldn't tell if he was pushing him in the back. And, of course, that's where the official was and had a much better view of it than we did. But it is a first down.
Both teams have 2 timeouts. Here again now, Ron, what you got to worry about is Damian Craig running the football. Some type of draw or just taking off with the football.
From the 16, passes for the end zone, has Goodson, and he got turned the wrong way. Roman on the cover. Roman's got to be dead tired. He has really worked tonight.
Well, that's what I said. Both the receivers, the defensive backs, everybody has given great effort in this heat tonight. And it's going to come down to this last 143. Who's going to walk off this field with a win? And it probably, if you look at it, a 2-game lead over the other team in this conference.
Well, the play has been signaled in. And as we mentioned, because of the miss of the field goal just a moment ago, Auburn doesn't have the luxury of being able to kick the field goal for the win. They got to put it in the end zone. They're down by 4. 1:43 left in the ball game. Craig has it complete at the 6-yard line. Hicks poor. And he is very close to the first down.
What you expect out of your senior quarterback. Damian Craig under pressure all night, being taken down, being hit all night. Finds Hicks poor, close to that first down marker.
Well, as they bring this chain in, Mike, you remember 2 years ago, Auburn against LSU, and it was Troy Twilley who intercepted Patrick Nix in the end zone as time expired, and that preserved a 12-6 win. Here it is right here, and the ball is intercepted. So that's the way this series has gone.
Ron, here's the things I'd look for here. Quarterback draw, the fade to your outside receivers, or Fred Beasley on some type of running play. Quarterback draw, either the fullback on some type of running play or the fade.
By the way, that was Rayon Hill in last year's game. 9th play of the drive coming up right here. Right up the middle, running play at the 2-yard line. Still fighting, and they have whistled it dead at about the 2.5-yard line. Clock is running under 1 minute.
Yeah, good call, because you can run the football down here with the 2 timeouts that you got. Now LSU may want to consider using their timeout so that they save some time on the clock if they get this football back.
Now a timeout has just been called, and it is called by the Auburn Tigers with 50 seconds left in the ball game.
I thought that was a good call.
Well, Thursday night at ESPN, the weekend kickoff show starts your college football weekend at 7:30 Eastern. Then it's off to Winston-Salem as North Carolina State takes on Wake Forest. Quarterback Jamie Barnett has turned some heads 3 weeks ago as he led the Wolfpack to an upset overtime win over Syracuse as he tries to keep it going this Thursday night on ESPN. In fact, NC State winning handily tonight.
Beat Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois under Joe Novak is He's been there just a year and a half, and he'll take him a while to get that program going. Ron, here's the thing you have to think about if you're Terry Bowden here now. Again, the noise is going to be a factor now. You can't jump off sides. You still got one timeout left. You need a sure play here. And the noise cannot be a factor. You got to talk to your offense about it. As they're huddled up there, they're going to talk about this noise being a factor.
So Auburn's offensive unit comes back on the field. 50 seconds left in the ball game. LSU 28, Auburn 24. The ball on the 2.5-yard line. It is second down.
LSU's going to use a timeout here, Ron.
Well, Auburn broke the huddle, came to the line of scrimmage, and Mike's right. The LSU Tigers call a timeout, and let's check in with Adrian Karsten.
Well, guys, there's a lot of panic down here on the LSU defensive bench, but Coach Gennaro got everyone up around, and all the guys on the defensive line said, please give us a call, but they did not communicate to them that they were going to call a timeout. So all of a sudden, these guys are looking around not knowing what to do. That's the last thing they can afford to do down here. When Auburn comes in with the noise, they've got all the confidence because the guys are concerned right now, and I can overhear them saying, we need to know what we're going to do so we're not hesitant and fill that gap. We're not talking about a lot of real estate, Ron.
And Ron, I'll tell you the other thing. I think sometimes it's not bad to see the formation. You know, I'm not so sure Adrian's talking about not having to call in. I'm not so sure the coaches didn't want to wait and see that formation and see what they were going to be in to call that timeout.
Well, coming up next, the Residents Inn scoreboard. Carl Ravitz in the studio with all the scores and highlights of today's action. And more from Chris Lee and Kirk down in Gainesville in the aftermath of today's Tennessee-Florida game. Well, we expected a great one, and we have not been disappointed. That's what this series has been all about in recent years. 50 seconds to go. LSU leads by 4, but Auburn 2.5 yards away. Gives it to Williams at the 1-foot line. Flags are down all over the place.
And where that flag comes again, it may be 12 men on the field. Now, that's usually where that comes from.
Well, Auburn's certainly excited, and that's what it is. Illegal participation.
Oh, you talk about a big penalty now. And Auburn has not had to use that last timeout. This stops the clock. Now you're in business. Big error there. You have a timeout, and somebody went back on the field that wasn't supposed to. And
after this, then, still second down.
So the ball 1.5 yards away. And that took 6 seconds off the clock. Now it runs 43, 42, and 41. Williams, touchdown Auburn. In our meetings with the coaches yesterday, one of the things Terry Bowden says was, we'll take a close game, trailing or even tied right down to the wire. I got confidence in our kids to win it, and the extra point attempt is up and good. And the clock shows 30 seconds left in the ball game as Auburn has gone back on top, 31-28.
LSU, Ron, still has one timeout. Now, the decision that Terry Bowden has is, do you want to squib kick this one down and let it bounce a while down in there and not give them a big return, but you don't want to give up field position, too, because the field goal ties this game.
Well, one quick look at the national picture. 3 teams in the top 12 have already been knocked off today. Washington lost at home. Tennessee lost out at Florida. Alabama was upended at home. And either the number 10 team or the number 12 team is going to go down and defeat before this night is over, which means 4 members of the top 12 will have lost a ball game today. Really significant as far as the national picture, but more importantly here in the Southeast, a huge game as we have talked about in the Western Division with Alabama being upset earlier today.
Well, that's all we ask for. All you talk about is when the 2 supposedly best of the 3 teams get together, and you've got this kind of game. It comes down to the last 30 seconds whether you can win it or not. Rondell Mealy would like to get a return here.
Or Collins.
Collins back also.
And, you know, I think if I'm Coach Bowden, I don't kick to either one of them.
No, I'd squib it, kick it, but they hit it hard enough where it's going to go down the football field. Let it bounce a little while. Hope one of those upbacks pick it up.
Well, he kicked it away, and he kicked it all the way far.
Yeah, that's
10 yards and out of the back of the end zone.
That solves that problem.
Well, tonight's Visa players of the game from Auburn, Damian Craig. And from the LSU Tigers, Cecil Collins. As part of their continuing effort to further the development of amateur athletics, Visa proud to donate $1,000 on behalf of these 2 athletes to their school's General Scholarship Fund. What a great night for both of those young men.
Ron Wade Ritchie, the kickers, hit a 54-yarder against Kentucky, but they got a long way to go to get to him.
Tyler sets in the pocket, deep over the middle, has it complete out at the 38-yard line. That's Nemesis Bates who makes the reception. 23 seconds showing on the clock.
And with the college rule of stopping that clock, there's still a lot of time. LSU's got a timeout left, too. Got to find a way to get the ball to Foster. He's working against Larry Casher, number 24.
Drills the pass, almost intercepted, knocked away by Pate. Ritchie on the sideline, loosening up. 13 seconds left in the ball game, and they've got to move this one about 40 yards downfield to put him in range.
Ron, there were several third-down situations that this Auburn defense rose to the occasion and stopped LSU in this 4th quarter.
From the shotgun, Tyler sets, pressure is on, drills the pass, and it is tipped and then dropped by the LSU receiver who was it? Hayes, who had a chance after the tip and almost interception to make the completed pass. Watching the tail end of this one.
Very, very close. Brad Ware went up for the interception and went right through his hands.
6 seconds showing on the clock. Auburn 31, LSU 28. So Auburn calls a timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock, and we'll take it with them. Auburn by 3. Will come back for the final play right after this.
You're so lucky. Not one gray hair.
When a woman can run her fingers through your hair and can't tell you blend away your gray, that's a natural-looking result. And that's just what you get with the hair color called Just for Men. Its unique formula blends away gray. Shampoo in, then rinse, all in 5 easy minutes, and it matches your gray to your natural color, so nobody knows, even close up.
I just love your hair.
Just for Men. It looks so natural, even she can't tell.
My research proves that Purolator's new Pure One is the perfect oil filter, collecting 96% of all contaminants. Pure One has more pleats for superior performance and a silicone anti-drainback valve for additional protection at startup.
And you don't need to be a rocket scientist to tell the difference.
Wow. Let's go! Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of ESPN.
Clock is running. Sets in the pocket. Going on top. Hail Mary. The ball is tipped up and incomplete.
Ron, they've got 12 men on the field. Auburn has 12 men on the football field.
So the game cannot end on that penalty.
But it wasn't called by the back judge. There's 12 men. You can count them right there. They're on the field. They had a late substitution. They got him.
So there will be one more play untimed in this ball game. Well, the Residents Inn College Football Scoreboard coming up next. Show 15 yards from the previous spot. They'll mark it off, and LSU will get one more shot at this.
They're going for the field goal. I tell you what, I haven't seen so many 12 on the men's field called since Canadian League.
This is going to be a 60-yard attempt. They're trying to line everybody up, but the injured player, Nemesis Bates, is still being helped off the field.
Well, you almost feel like it's a gift. You get one more play, so why not try a 60-yard field goal?
You know what? Actually, this is a 64-yard attempt. They're putting it down at the 46-yard line. Now, the PA announcer says 45. We'll buy his version. 65 would even be more dramatic, wouldn't it? But officially, the stats crew saying it's a 64-yard attempt. Richie, ball is down. The kick is blocked. Picked up by LSU. That's Tabor, and he will be tackled. And this one is a victory for the Auburn Tigers. Well, the final score, the Auburn Tigers 31 and LSU 28. Stay tuned. The Residents Inn Scoreboard is coming up next. And don't forget, next Saturday, Mike, Adrian, and I will join you from Atlanta as Clemson takes on Georgia Tech. All right here on ESPN, your worldwide leader in sports. Now, this is Ron Franklin saying good night from Baton Rouge. And let's join Carl Ravitch. Carl?
Ron, thank you very much. And the exclamation point has been put on what was a super showdown Saturday.